Hello, and welcome to the HomeBhoys Live podcast. I'm, of course, Joe McKenna. It is Thursday, the 13th of November. It is just about 5 weeks to Christmas. Deck the halls and get the Quality Street Indie, is what I say. I am joined by a man whose name this week is Liam Scales Ballon d'Or. We've just watched the end of the first half of the Ireland versus Portugal game there before we came on. It's Marty Flynn.
What's happening, bro?
All good in the hood. And, of course, joined by the legend of Wishaw, Mr. Jason Higgins.
You did.
All good, mate. All good, all good. Scott McCrory is currently on a confidential call somewhere, and he'll be joining us at some point in the next 10 to 15 minutes, hopefully. No Liam Power tonight. Liam's like what do you call that Greek myth that's fucking boulder up the hill and then rolls back down again? Sisyphus? Is that him? Boy, it's rolls a boulder up the hill and it goes back down again. They're gonna roll it back, and that's his fucking life. That's kind of what Liam's dealing with at the minute now. So he's not about at the minute. So it's the three of us, and then Scott McCrory joined us, and we are gonna talk. The last time we were on was post the Rangers game.
Last time I was on was before it, I think.
That would turn a bit. I probably should have looked into that. In fairness, let's be honest. That's the kind of prep Scott McCrory would have done. And this is where things fall off a cliff in the show. I thought it was before. I thought it was after the Rangers game, but I'm pretty sure that it may not.
You might have been on that. Maybe I wasn't.
Anyway, fuck, who cares? We're here tonight. What's happening?
Oh, we have the night to talk, and we're going to talk about obviously Michelin. We're going to talk about Kilmarnock, and we're going to talk about all the other drama that is. Well, I would say ongoing, but constantly developing in the sort of sphere of Celtic supporters. It was before the Rangers game, so we didn't actually cover the Rangers game.
Thank you.
You're right, Jason. It would have been October the 28th. Was the last podcast. That shows you how fucking consistent we are. Anyway, we didn't talk about where we're going to start this, but I mean, Jason, you were at the Rangers game. I can't even remember what it was like now. At my brain, it's just me, or is time just moving super fast? Because my fucking brain doesn't even know what fucking day or week it is.
We won 3-1 after extra time. They were doing
that I do recall.
And there was about fucking 80 million fucking dodgy decisions in the game, and most of them were fucking against us, contrary to popular belief.
I know, but the red card kind of eclipses that some in people's minds at times, doesn't it? Like, well, they lost a man, so the rest of it doesn't really matter. I mean, see that bullshit of like, these things balance out. Fuck the fuck out of here. I mean, fair is fair and sport's sport. Anyway, let's talk about your experience, Jason, going to the game. Who did you go with, and how was the buzz on the day? I mean, I felt narrowly confident, but also a wee bit nervous.
I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, we just had the blessed Martin coming in and taking over, so we had a good result on the Wednesday. I'd kind of sell my soul to the devil on the Wednesday, because I said this game's more important than the cup game. So as long as we get a win here, I was kind of let the cup game take care of itself. So I was a bit like expecting us to get beat, because just daft things that you say in your own mind, and you're like, this will come back to haunt us, as if that's got any bearing on the game whatsoever. But I thought we were much better against 11 men. But what was my day? Quiet, early drove. Me, Mick, Finn, and Ellie straight in the car. Just parked up, a couple of beers in the house, had breakfast in here, a late breakfast, 2 cans, into the game, and then I was straight home after it. So I had not much to speak about, like celebration wise or fucking mad days out. It was just quiet, but no, I enjoyed the game. It was pretty nerve wracking. I thought we were really good against 11 of them. We were the better team by far. And then when they went down to 10 men, they kind of started playing a bit better. It was a bit fucking arse twitching at times, and then they get the fucking penalty, and probably was a penalty, but what could they have done any different? He's fallen, and I know people were saying there was a foul. I've watched it a few times, foul on Ralston. I wasn't too sure, but he basically fell and just protected. He basically took one for the team, because he didn't put his arms out. He basically fell fucking on his face. Hit his arms out and it hit his arm, but I suppose it's gone towards the goal and whatever.
He was fucking pushed.
Hang on a second. I'm watching it now. He knew what he was doing. He just hoped he'd get away with it. Like, yes, he was pushed, but the actual force that put him in the path of the ball was his own momentum. He pushed that. Like he seen it coming and he threw himself in the way. Now, fucking hindsight, like in the spirit, in the heat of the moment, he probably should have turned his back as he jumped, but he didn't. His arm, it was fucking unlucky, but he knew what he was at, and he hoped to with it.
At the end of the day, if it was our side, you'd have wanted a penalty. So I didn't have many complaints about it, right? Where I did have complaints is the one in Johnny Kenny. That guy should have a straight red. What was his face? Fucking Cornelius. Cornelius should have been straight red. That was the worst. The potential 3 red cards that there could have been. That was fucking a career ender. And nothing happened to him. So I don't even know if he got booked. But anyway, that aside, we missed so many chances. And see, towards the end of the game, I was saying, we deserve to get beat here. Because the amount of chances that we missed was fucking criminal. You know, fucking so many gilt-edged chances. I thought Johnny Kenny was brilliant. You know, he gets the goal. And that one he swiveled and the shot was fucking class. You know, he played really well. I thought McGregor had a great game. Arnie Engel's pretty good as well. And Maeda chased everything. Couldn't believe some of that mob when I was at work. And they're like, how did Maeda stay on the park? Persistent fouling. No, he was getting persistently pulled up for stuff. He wasn't fouling, he was fucking just chasing the ball down. Doing what he's good at.
I have to say, too, see, particularly in the first half, he was absolutely brilliant.
Aye.
Like, he was fucking everywhere, defending all across the pitch, down right back, down left back. He was fabulous. He really was. Like, he put on such a shift. And
do you know what? But it kind of says to me, right? I don't know about yourself, Marty, but it kind of says that, was he playing for Martin O'Neill in the end up? Martin O'Neill, was he playing for Brendan Rodgers at the end up? Because it looked as if, I know he'd come back for injury, but he hasn't been performing this season at all. But since Martin O'Neill's come in, he's gained 110% again. I don't know if it's anything to do with the players.
Well, the end of the day was
Rodgers.
He thought he was getting sold, so he probably wasn't fucking.
He
probably wasn't firing on all cylinders because he thought he didn't want to get injured. But now he's here in January, so he may as well play.
Aye. And obviously, depending how he plays, etc., will maybe determine what kind of move he gets. You know, so it's in his best interest as well. But it's good to see him back, and then fucking the twisty fate, Rodgers, Callum Rodgers just looks like what a find. And that's another thing. But it's bordering on with Rodgers, it's bordering on fucking sabotage with no playing that kid. And then obviously ends up getting the fucking Tynecastle, ends up getting a hamstring, which to me, that was worse than the defeat, losing him, because he just looked fucking unbelievable. See when he came on in that semi-final, you just like, what a player this boy is. Chasing everything down, hard as nails, knows where the goal is, fucking just looks like the full pack. And it's early days, right? Fucking might not turn into anything. But he looks as if he's definitely got something about him. And so it was one of the games we should have been out of sight. You know, we should have been out of sight, but we kind of let them back in. But towards the end, I think when we brought Tierney on as well, because your man Sriracha had a great game, but they were done towards the end of the game. And when Tierney came on, you had that focal point, and he was just drilling balls into that box, and obviously it led to the third goal. And obviously McGregor scores an absolute fucking worldly. That was just beautiful, you know. But for the last 5 or 7 minutes of normal time, we were just camped in their penalty box, you know, and you were thinking to yourself, this is a matter of time. I thought we'd probably get the winner. Right, I'm going to rewind back. See, about 20 minutes to go, I thought they would have got the winner. I thought just the stars are going to align for them. They're going to get a winner here, and they could probably say they maybe deserved it because their performance with 10 men was good. But once the game went on and they got into the last 10 minutes of normal time, especially the last 7, 5, 4 minutes, we were just camped. I just thought, and then when it goes to extra time, maybe they're just going to get a new sense. And I thought they would have defended and tried to maybe take it to penalties, but we just absolutely battered them for the first minute, extra time. So I thoroughly deserved in the end up, but it was a wee bit hairy at times, but we should have been out of sight. We should have been out of sight. So many chances missed.
They also had some great chances in the first half, though. They had Raskin's chance that I don't know who was the lad up front that had the chance to fucking one-on-one with Schmeichel.
The two chances you're fucking man. Meaty for Everton.
Fucking brutal.
Everton's up there with Craig White, by the way, fucking getting 9 million for him. Fucking honestly. Fucking that fell well. They must have fucking someone him. They pushed that transfer.
No, they'll probably say to him, get out and take his cunt with you.
Yeah, copyright cunt. The Everton fans hated him and all. He's a Liverpool supporter. But they can't believe they get that money from him. But do you know, see, the funny thing is, he looks like a big unit and he looks as if he could be a player. But he just, that one, he's fucking clean through and he's hit by the post. How the fuck target there? That's like something Negrin would do, isn't it?
Fuck, don't start. Hopefully McCarty's not listening to it.
James Forrest, come on, again, had an impact.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's your man.
He's here. Here's Scotty.
What's happening, guys?
What's happening?
Hunters, mate. Fucking world is ablaze. He's talking about the Huns game.
We're talking about the Huns game.
Aye.
We're moving on to the fact James Forrest, come on, had an impact once again.
How long are we on?
We're on the best part of 11 and a half minutes.
Fuck.
I seen the bold Scott before the game as well with his VHB.
Yep, that was. We had I just lost, hadn't I? Had I got a doing? Oh, I was 3-0 up. We fucking get beat 4-3. So and I needed some instant fucking ready break.
we libation.
So it all worked out well in the end. What point about we're talking about James Forrest coming on? James Forrest done well in the corner, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. What I was, my summation of the game, Scott, was basically 11 against 11. We were by far the better team, destroying them and really, really wasteful with chances. And when they went down to 10 men, they started getting a foothold in the game, and it was like we still had loads of chances. By the way, see, when they were having the best of the game, we still on the breakaway had a fucking right few chances. And towards the end of the game, I was saying we probably don't deserve to win this with the amount of chances we've missed. But when it got to the end of regulation time and Tierney come on, etc., we just started destroying them, and I think they were fucked. We're playing with 10 men, and that carried on to the extra time, and they didn't even get a look in. Because I think we maybe about 7 minutes to go of the normal time, they didn't even threaten. It was just, they were done. But
well, I said to the mate, I texted our mate of mine, I says, all we need to do here is run at these and through the middle. Their defence is appalling. And about a couple of minutes later, fucking McGregor popped up and just went bump, and I went, there you go, there you fucking go, at last.
You know, just keep on dealing with that one.
Oh, it was a shocker, wasn't it?
Right at him. But you know yourself, Scott, Butland has that in him every match. He has the ability to fucking make some
every game,
calamity every game. So we should be making it easy for him. Fuck's sake.
Sorry, Scott, you go.
I wonder what it is with him.
He's just, I think that's why Butland never made it as a really top class keeper. He didn't have the mentality for it. He shits himself.
90% talent, 10% liability.
That's it. And in any game, that's all you fucking need to get one bam. You know what I mean?
And see, another thing, I'm not his biggest fan, Casper Schmeichel, but he's been brilliant of late. And he was great at that day. He was great at that day as well. A couple of right important saves.
Yeah.
But Butland, I don't know, it's lack of concentration or I don't know. And I think that probably is the difference with him really being a top class keeper compared to what he's turned into be.
Like, you're not telling me, like, how hard is it to get keepers, like really good keepers, and any sort of fucking English team, who was desperate for a keeper would have paid a fortune for him, and Rangers would have sold him. So the fact that he's still there, I think, tells a tale.
Aye. But I was saying as well, Scott, I thought Johnny Kenny was excellent. His header was a cracker. Big Engels, we spoke about this in the last pod about the value of Engels' cross balls. And Tynecastle aside, I think he has been really good. Well, obviously Michelin away as well. They do much there, but he's been putting in some great balls, and we've been getting goals for corners, which is fucking alien to us. So there's definitely merit in that. And I think Engels has done enough to kind of cement his place as a starter.
Fuck, he's done more than Hatate.
Aye. Aye. Well, that another, he missed a great chance in the semi-final as well. How many times does he hit the target? See when he's in the 6 yard on the end of the box and the ball falls to him. The amount of times he blazes it out of the bar, it's fucking criminal.
Hatate and fucking Negrin's doing it as well. And it's so frustrating. You're like, what are you doing fucking every day of your life? Fucking, you've got a ball at your feet. You fucking practice, cock nose.
Look at the size of that goal. See, even just to get it on fucking target, even hit it straight down the fucking face of the keeper. At least there's a chance he'll do something and you'll get a goal.
He doesn't need to put so much power on every fucking shot, does he, Hatate? Kind of annoys me, that one. I mean, like, I dare say, see if he just try to curl it in a corner, he would score double the goals. But to get back to your point, sorry, I was updating something there and my fucking connection was bounced about. But Johnny Kenny, the thing with Johnny Kenny, right? Johnny Kenny isn't Dembele, he's no fucking Henrik Larsson, he's no any of these guys. But he's a guy who's good enough to score goals in Scottish football. But see, when you've got guys like that and you've got a team like that, set up to fucking utilise the guys you've got. Yep. I don't know if Joe's already says it, but I kind of want to do what I've been called a Rodgers retrospective and just have a right good look at how Rodgers' second time with Celtic went. And I think we'll do it soon enough, Joe, and we'll all go through it. Because I personally think, whilst Rodgers made some mad things, certainly this season, over the piece, he kind of got dealt a shitty hand. And the fact that they brought him back to give him a shitty hand is just, it's an infuriating thing. But alas, he refused to play with the team he's got. And I think we spoke about it before he left. If you've no got to play, right, the club never gave him the players to play his style, but he's good enough to make the players play in a style that suits the players. I mean, like, you can't tell me every football manager in the world, every good football manager in the world just gets guys who fits the system. And see Johnny Kenny, however limited you may call him, and then he's limited at whatever point it is, but Johnny Kenny in the box can finish the ball. So put the ball in the box for Johnny Kenny to finish. I mean, surely that doesn't sound fucking mad.
But that was my point last week when we were discussing this. That I was expecting Johnny Kenny to come off out of the blocks in pre-season and blow everybody away and say, right, I'm here. He didn't do that. Part of the reason he didn't do that was because we didn't play the system that suited him. So there's both of those things. One, Kenny isn't like the fucking Henrik Larsson of this era, probably never will be. But two, Rodgers does want to play a system of football because he believes this is how you win in Europe.
Yeah.
And he wanted us to be at a higher level than we play. And going back to what Jason was saying about Callum Osmond, he's looking at him going, he's not at the level that we need to be at if we're going to get into the Champions League.
And that's fair enough, Marty, right? That is fair enough if you are going to get all the other things that you desire. If you're not going to get the other things you desire, it's time to manage. It's time to fucking earn your pennies. But again,
you're probably better keeping this for your retrospective.
No, I know. But it was even that. It was just a wee thing. It was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? And none of us want to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Celtic manager, but he was on the overlap today, and he was flapping his gums, and they were talking about his link to Rangers and stuff like that. But he was talking about kind of strikers, and it came to the Johnny Kenny one. It just brought it back to me exactly what we're saying in the new, that there's a type of player for every team, but you've kind of got to adapt. And if a second-rate fucking manager like him saying it, fuck me, you know what I mean? I know Rodgers has fucking ran his course with Celtic, but I still think he's a good manager. But alas, we'll come back to the point where
I think it's an important point, right? Because see the thing, right? We all go to work, right? Whatever industry you work in, say you work in projects, right? And some of your analysts or whatever, say you're a project manager and you've got certain analysts that they've been fucking seconded onto another programme, so they're not working with you, so you've got folk that aren't good enough. You need to adapt. You can't say to your manager, I'll not be delivering that because you've took him away. You fucking need to work on about it, and you need to, and Rodgers actually was in a fucking great position as a manager of Celtic, right? But basically threw the rattle out the pram and says, because I'm not getting X, Y, and Z, you can go and fuck yourself with the rest of them you've gave me.
But did he, Jason? Because see,
he didn't give Callum Osman, he didn't give Simpson Pussy.
Because he didn't rate them.
Then the day,
hold on. See the players that he played. The players that Rodgers played were the players that we thought were better than Osmond and better than fucking Simpson.
We'd never seen Osmond. We didn't make a judgment.
Well,
I tell you one thing. We've seen the guy for what? We've not even seen him a full 90 minutes yet. But I think everyone is convinced that he's a player.
I know, but he's fucked. So, and this is the point that was made to me last year about Arne Engels. And I was going, I cannot fucking fathom why Arne Engels isn't playing every match. We fucking paid £14 million for him. And the answer that I got was, Rodgers knows his fitness. He's never played 3 matches in a week in his life. If he plays them every fucking match, he's going to be out injured for the whole season. Hold on. And this time last season, at this stage last season, we were all praising Brendan Rodgers because we had virtually no injuries. And look at the fucking state of us this year. And he had to go out and buy a fucking striker after the window had closed. And that striker had no preseason or whatever the fuck, hardly played a match. We had the best contract off Seville, and he's fucking injured. And Rodgers is going to be pointing at all those things going, I fucking told you.
No. Right, Marty?
Yes.
I am not taking the fucking side of the board here. I'm totally agreeing with you the fact that Rodgers...
Jason, side of the board.
Aye, exactly. but see to the point that he's got that Simpson Pussy that played 5 games with Man City and never got a minute. He's got Callum Osmond, was fired out to the B team, fucking running up hills or something like that. Never even get a minute. To me, that's gross misconduct in a job. You've got players there that are good football players, and you will not give them a chance, and then you're bemoaning you've not got enough players. I think it's fucking criminal. You've got a guy, Pablo Bernardo, sitting there that doesn't even get a sniff. He's fucking outstanding for Portugal under 21s and whatever. The guy's got a bit of pedigree about him and does not get a chance. And see, to me, it was bordering on sabotage with Rodgers. And I don't care what anybody says, but he was in that for his own. He was trying to make a point that these weren't good enough, and he was sticking with the ones that weren't good enough. And it was a busted flush. And I had to get sympathy for him because he was getting fucking... The strings were getting pulled by fucking idiots above him. But the thing is, he had all us to answer for. He had to put a team out to do well for us. And surely your personal pride would want you to do the best with the hand that you're dealt with. But he didn't. I think he was deliberately obtuse and deliberately sabotaging us.
That's for the Rodgers recollective.
Like I say, Jason, I've kind of took it off topic, and I apologise for that, gents. Because we can.
Fuck you, Scott.
I'd like to talk beyond that because, as you can feel right there, we've all got an opinion. I think that'll be really good, that one, to be honest. But we'll come back to the game, and how Jason called it is exactly how I called it. The second half was so frustrating, especially since, and I'll kind of come back to myself. We've not played well in a Huns game in fucking ages, man. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Ronaldo's getting sent off here.
Yes! Yeah,
come on.
Is it still 2-0?
Aye, but it's going to VAR here for a red card on Ronaldo. Ronaldo's getting sent off. The referee's over looking at the screen. Come on, get him off the fucking.
So it was.
Oh, you dirty fucking Portuguese cunt! You want to see what he done? He elbowed the fucking Ireland player in the back. He's getting sent off. 100%. 100 fucking percent. Yeah, dirty fucking greasy Portuguese cunt.
Oh, fucking racism was alive and well.
What a stinking bastard. He just elbowed an Ireland player right in the back. Get him off the fuck. Off. So we got a yellow. The yellow has been scrubbed, and the fucking red card has been give. Off you go, you fucking cunty.
Fucking the night belongs to John Parrott. Fucking hell.
John Parrott.
John
Aye,
Parrott,
John
yes.
Parrott. Aye.
Been playing snookers all right, they can't. Fucking magic.
Fucking the siege of John Parrott.
Fuck you, Alan McCoy. Remember that time at Kilmarnock? Only one John Parrott, because Alan McCoy was playing up front for Kilmarnock. There's only one John Parrott. Aye, anyway, Marty, any more updates? I felt like fucking Radio Clyde there, you can't.
You. Sorry. What, live on the HomeBhoys? What do you want? Fuck's sake.
Alcohol, lots of it.
Yes, I just had a beer. I want to get
No, it was like I say, it was great just to watch. Me and Jason were talking about the other week, and I was saying, Jason, I like to watch counter-attack football. And being a Celtic fan, you generally don't see counter-attack football because we've got all the balls, you know what I mean? And again, leads to what we're talking about Johnny Kenny and how players have got to play different when they play for Celtic than they do for fucking some of these other clubs. But it was a good fucking go for the jugular. The ball, the tap was fucking working every time. You know what I mean? We were turning the defenders. It was basic football, but it was great, exciting football. And it was good to jam in them. But just my point, just to agree with Jason, we should have battered them in 90 minutes, even though we gave up some fucking minging chances. We should have battered them in 90 minutes. But as soon as McGregor scored, the game was dead and buried. And if Celtic had won 5-1 in the end up, it wouldn't have
I
been.
thought it would have been. That's what I said. See, when it went 3-1, I said to Ellie, we'll get another couple here. I thought we could have.
But in essence, it was I know Michelin fucking takes the ring off at big time, but fuck me, it was great. And it was a long time coming, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I had a great fucking night.
Aye, see.
Fuck your Huns.
Yeah, did you wrap the door on Walters? Did you walk past?
Oh no.
Goodbye.
The ghost of Walter's past. Poor old Walter's up there with the real Walter now, innit? Fuck's sake.
Grand opening, grand closing.
And closing. Oh, fucking brilliant. No, I'm glad he's had a good day out. Yeah, it was an interesting game. He just kind of covered it really well. That was good. Osmond, see the thing about Osmond, right? I was on the Osmond train completely, and then I seen he had the injury, and I was like, maybe.
Did you come up?
More... No, I didn't come off with Osmond. I was getting on that fucking. I felt really bad for the kid, but then in the back of my mind, it was kind of like going, what Jason just described there now, like which comes across, and Roger said, is like petulance. At the end of the day, to me, it might be a wee bit deeper than that. There might be a lot more to it than that. You know what I mean? It's easy for us to suppose to kind of look at it and go like, why the fuck's this boy not getting a chance? And then he gets injured, really, fucking in a long-term injury, just as he kind of is on the on-ramp to the first team.
I'm no buying that for a second that Rogers.
It's just an idea.
Warren folk that he's going to get a
How
hamstring.
the fuck am I back on the Rogers? Move on.
I don't know what Rogers, about Osmond. Like,
You're saying it's a bit more deeper. What the fuck are you talking about?
It could be. It could be.
So explain
You
yourself.
want to do a podcast about the retrospective on Brendan Rodgers?
We'll see what the Rogers. We'll see what the Rogers. Sorry, I circled back and shouldn't have done that.
Fucking Donny Osmond again. I don't know what's going on. Donny Osmond and John Parrott. This is fucking
The standards are as high as ever on the HomeBhoys.
Only a person with ADHD can fucking follow this podcast.
If somebody with ADHD or autism listening to this show, man, they'd find out the nuclear war codes, wouldn't they? The cunts are done with something. 6-7. Woo!
Scott McCorry is right. Robert.
Damn straight.
Right, anyway, we'll steer clear of the Rogers and Osmond chat there and just say it was a good win. It was nice to beat them and see them all leaving early. And I felt like we should have beaten them in 90 minutes. I felt the referee was fucking shite. And let's move on to Michelin, which was fucking...
One thing I want to ask Scott, right? see how there was no ultras there, right? So obviously the Green Brigade and the boys, they obviously didn't get tickets, and the boys decided not to go as well, and blah blah. What did you think of the atmosphere? It was kind of like a bit like an old school atmosphere. But what were you in the Celtic end, Scott?
Yeah, I was in G4 or something. Fuck's sake.
Right, I was in the main stand, but what did you think of the atmosphere?
Oh no, the atmosphere was really good. It was really good, man. There was a good bit of kind of impromptu singing and stuff like that. It was good, but it's a semi-final against the Huns. I mean, I'd expect it to be good. I was up for it, and everybody in the buses. I thought everybody was up for it. The fact that the ultras weren't there maybe allowed it to be a bit more spontaneous. We've spoken about this a load of times. I saw a lot of people try to use the semi-final again as a bat to beat the ultras. I don't think that's fucking right. I think if we be fucking honest, we proved that we can actually fucking stand up and make an atmosphere ourselves. So why the fuck don't we join in and fucking try it on a fucking a Saturday or Sunday at Celtic Park? That would be fucking good, you know what I mean? Rather than fucking you are singing. It's your fault that we don't sing. You know what I mean? But it was great. I mean, like, I met Gemmell in the Brazen after, and he was in fine form. And I said to him, by the way, the fucking atmosphere was brilliant. He was just laughing, you know what I mean? But no, it was good. But on the same hand, though, whereas what the ultras give you that we don't give you is that the ultras don't get caught up in the game. They'll kind of just keep up. Whereas the second half was noticeably quieter as Celtic kind of toiled a wee bit, don't you think?
Well, I'm going to say something different here. I was in the main stand. I thought the atmosphere was shite for our end because the main stand fucking was quiet, and they joined in the odd song, but no many. There was a few, but I didn't think it was good. I thought we massively missed them.
Well, there you go. That's really interesting.
And I've listened to a couple of podcasts, and everybody says, "Oh, one of the best ever." And I'm like, bullshit. It was fucking shite.
It definitely wasn't. But see, the first half was buzzing. But again, I'm in the middle of it, and we're all fucking singing like fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I will see. The thing is, see me standing watching it, and I'm at the section of the main stand next to the Celtic end, right? So I'm still well in our end. It's not like I'm in the middle, but they outsang us for the full game just about until the end.
That's interesting.
And I was in the Celtic end, but you could hear them. They were getting it loudy, and obviously led by all the ultras that were still in.
Well, as per, because I'm in the Celtic end, I've not heard none of them.
That's why I asked you where you were standing. So it was.
I watched the video of the wee Presbyterian or the wee Methodist minister, who does the fucking like the football video away day fucking things, the wee hun, and it's see where he for Foxtel, he always puts the Celtic goals in, and it's a fucking sight to behold from their end. You know, when we score, it's just like, oh fuck, that is class. Absolute class.
See the wee guy, you couldn't really hate him, couldn't you? Know, he comes across as a good wee guy, didn't he?
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a fact. It's right. So, Jason, you maybe just caught the end of it, but certainly Joe and Marty, your Wayne's watching all these YouTube fucking stuff, and the YouTubers have all got certain voices they put on, that they'll put on this absolute maniac way of talking.
Yep.
And I love his way. Like he's trying to put it, I don't know who's trying, like Davy Provan back in the day, and I says, "Us at the game here," you know, and you're like, you don't talk like that. You know what I mean? You don't fucking talk like that. It's like, I'll tell you another one that I noticed. You ever listen to when Callum McGregor, the day inside the dressing room?
Oh,
Callum McGregor's got that monotonous fucking way. Everybody, we're going again, and we'll do well, and we won't do it again, and we'll win this. Imagine him saying, like, Callum, fuck up, man.
I know, fuck me.
He keeps saying, for fuck's sake.
We're super good today, guys. We don't give it up. We keep it going. I know it's cunts have got badges, do that shit as well. Pricks. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Fuck it.
Scott wants passion, he wants tears, and he wants fucking bulging veins going, come on, in the battle.
But I just
6
thought,
inches in front of your face.
I just thought I'd get that bit in about the atmosphere, because I've heard loads saying, "Oh, it was great. We don't need the ultras." And I'm like, it was fucking shite. But if you were in the Celtic end in the middle of it, can I get that right?
But this gets back to you telling cunts it wasn't called in fucking Barcelona.
This
goes back to because you keep going on a big fucking hey, it's not the coldest, mate. It was the coldest night I've ever had at the football because I didn't have a fucking cheek on. All right, that's a fact. So you were the Celtic, so what's the shit?
That's your fault, no the weather's.
No, but you can't tell some cunt it was the coldest night of the
life.
No.
I'm asking this for where I was in.
There you go. Let's get it up, Joe. If I got control, let's show it. There you go. It was absolutely fucking bullshit.
It's all about perspectives, isn't it?
Exactly, Joe. Exactly. And Jason's right.
As always.
Well, fucking unless you're arguing with Marty, because Marty's always right.
Aye.
See if Liam was involved, but oh fuck, because he's definitely right.
He remembers never.
Aye, Liam's like a Rain Man of an argument. You know what I mean?
Fucking Rain Man. Because he's soaking in that fucking Chapman's. Anyway, right, what are we going to talk about Michelin? Because I was talking about
Michelin was like a real nostalgic sort of match. Like you'd almost have thought fucking Marty was manager. It was like the ghost of European aways. Fucking in 2001.
It was a very ordinary display, or made to look like a very ordinary display, given the fucking Michelin team. But the average age is 24 and a half, I think, on the night.
And again, just as I was saying there about us attacking the Huns through the middle, they attacked us from the word go till the word fucking finished. And we don't fuck all about it. You're like,
they were so fucking fast and so fucking athletic and so fucking young and so organised.
Surely you want to be taking some cunt out, putting somebody in front of the fucking defence and booting the ball towards their end. Like, surely that would be effective. Because there was just acres of space in our half for them just to charge at us. And you're like, somebody stop this, please. Fucking stop it. You know, so it was... And the Michelin aren't... The people were making the point that Hibs took them to the wire and all that sort of thing, but they're a decent wee team, though. I mean, they're top of the group in the Europa League after a clatter of matches, so they're not fucking... They're obviously well drilled and they have some level of talent. So
they look better than a decent wee team, though.
But all we have to do is draw those games. You don't even need to fucking win them if you're winning at home and you're drawing away. What the fuck?
We had this discussion during the game, right? And I think you are... What's the word? I think you made it sound so simple that we just shut up shop. I didn't think we were overly attacked. I didn't think we were we were trying to recreate 1970 Brazil. I mean, I thought fucking Ralston was playing because he's fucking defensive. Tierney came in because he was supposedly defensive. And they ripped us apart. We were so far away from each other. I mean, I don't know.
So far away from each other because we were charging up the fucking pitch. Both wings at every fucking thing were bombing up.
We never get beat. We never get beat because of counter attack. We get beat because their guys were better than us.
I'm not arguing that they were better than us, but we made it easy for them.
Yes,
we tried to play our game. We tried to impose our game on them, which was a fucking stupid move.
What would you have done different?
I'd have fucking done what we done in Atlanta last year. I'd have shut up shop and got a point.
See, right, I would like you to go and watch Atlanta again, right? Because Atlanta missed some fucking sitters that night. Some fucking sitters. I appreciate it. It was a great relief after Dortmund, but Atlanta ran out of ideas. They tried, and they missed some pinches. And if one of them went in, we could have ended up with a Dortmund game. I don't think Celtic have got the fucking ability to shop properly and be a defensive team. I really don't. And they pulled us apart. They fucking made us look like the biggest amateurs that our fucking club is to now. I agree with your point. I agree with your sentiment, should I say. But I just don't think we had any ability to do that. See the way that boy fucking ripped Ralston, and Ralston fucking had no clue what to do. If Ralston's 250, the boy, he would have done better than fucking what he did do. And honestly, I don't think we're good enough. I don't think our defenders are good enough. I don't think our midfielders are good enough to hold the ball. I don't think our forward line are good enough to hold the ball and bring the ball up the park. That's just my opinion, mate.
I'm kind of taking a bit on both your sides. I kind of agree with Marty. I didn't think they were that good. They were better than us, right? But they were dead raw. They had loads of chances and they were making an arse of them, and they made an arse of loads of stuff. But they're raw, young, and they've got some good players. But we made it easy for them, and the way we were set up was just fucking shambolic. But what I would say is, 30 minutes into the game, we were kind of riding our luck, and you're like that. But you knew it was coming, and Martin O'Neill did nothing to change it. And you've got a bench there, right? And I know they're fucking blessed with the best players, but our midfield is good enough to hold on to the ball, especially against a team like that. You're not playing Real Madrid. They're no great shakes, right? They're all right, and I get their tap of the fucking Europa League, right? Fair play to them, right? They're well organised and they're fit, but they're not a great side. But we made it so fucking easy for them, and our midfield was fucking terrible. It was like a hot tatty of the ball. They just couldn't keep a hold of the ball. But the shape was all wrong. He should have played more defensive-minded players. It was just shambolic. The space they had was fucking unbelievable. See that boy, see the guy with the dreadlocks, the right back for them? Was that the boy that played with Rangers?
Well, it was with Rangers alone.
He's fucking useless, by the way. I watched him in the game, and folk were fucking giving him rave reviews. He's fucking hopeless. They are no great shakes whatsoever. But we made it so easy for them. It was an absolute shellacking against a fucking...
I don't know where Marty's buggered off to. Hopefully he's not failing at me. To come back to your point, Jason, right? Because it's Midtjylland, see if that was a bigger name who played that way against us, I don't think you would have the same opinion. I don't know. I don't know if they're that good or not, but they're the best European team we've played this season.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No,
but I think you're looking at them because they're Midtjylland. You're saying, I don't know if they're that good. I just know we were fucking rotten, right? And they looked really good. So are we giving them any credit at all? Because
I think if they were marginally better on the night, they would have fucking hosed us.
If they never gave up the goals to half time, Joe, they could have fucking hosed us. They pulled us apart with ease. It was a drilled team. It was everybody in that fucking team knew what they were doing. Right? And then you're talking about bringing defensive players. Who would you brought in?
Well, these the bench was.
Well, let's look at it now, because I've actually stuck at the Atalanta highlights on him, and it kind of confirmed what I was thinking. I mean, the Atalanta fucking pulled his bullet in post.
The thing is, right, see, once we lost the first goal after 30 minutes, a substitution should have been made then. Because it was in the post, right? They get the goal, you know there's more coming.
Yeah.
And nothing happens to half time. And you're like, well, that's fucking wrong. We're getting dragged all over the shop, they go one up, and you're like, they're no fucking taking the fucking foot off the pedal here, they're going for it. We had to do something different, but we just fucking kept going. And it was just inviting them to fucking pump us.
Right, so here's the subs we brought on, right? We brought on Balak Wisher.
Useless.
Oh.
We brought on Callum Osmond and broke him. Sorry, Joe. Right, I know the train broke down.
Broke him.
Bernardo, come on.
So they brought him on earlier.
Right, okay. Daisen Maeda.
Definitely.
Oh, but you said defensive.
No. But Daisen Maeda is one of your best defensive players.
Right. Well, he was told not to play him, wasn't he?
Aye, well, with the injury. So you're
Real attack, come on.
Useless.
Right. Yang was on the bench.
A game like that, Yang, pathetic.
Luke McCown was on the bench.
And they brought him on.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive?
Aye. Aye.
McKeown, are you fucking kidding me on?
No, but he's got a bit of dig about him.
Sarachi,
Aye.
Dane Murray,
No,
Kobe Donovan.
Yes.
potentially.
Right. No, I want to know what any of them, right? That isn't my other side, because I do agree with your point with that. That isn't my side aside. Who do you bring into that team that makes you instantly a better defensive unit?
Well, either for a kick-off. But
Right, but we just said him, but you're not getting him.
Right. So I probably I would have put Luke McCown in. I'd have bolstered the midfield up, because our midfield was just getting ran ragged. We just didn't do anything.
So we played with two pivots. We played with Arnie Engels and Callum McGregor. Right? Arnie Engels, I think, dipped again. I think he wanted half. Kidded on, he was injured, wanted half. I really do. Right? And you know I'm an Engels fan, but there's nobody. I don't think Luke McCown, I don't think Rio Hatate, I don't think Bernardo, I don't think any one of them are coming into your midfield and giving you this. You're fucking James Ford is playing right. Guys in Maeda might have made a difference, but Ralston get fucking roasted twice for 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes.
So basically, you had to bring Donovan on.
Mate, aye. It fucking turns out it fucking we registered pussy, you know what I mean? But
well, exactly.
I think we're over egging the fact that we don't have our squad's minging, you know. The pre-planning that we've done has led to games like this. And we all predicted it. In fact, Jason, you predicted it well before me. And but I mean, I know what Marty's saying, me personally, I don't think we are right. I don't think we're right to say that going to Midtjylland. Midtjylland are obviously on a high. They're playing well.
Oh no, take nothing away from them. They thoroughly deserve to win. I mean, but I think it was a culmination of them being very decent and us being fucking pathetic. But at the end of the day, fair play to them. You know, I just don't rate them. I don't think they're a great side. They're decent. They're very well organised.
Like I say, it's the best European team we've played this season.
It is. But I'll tell you.
And judging that we've got Roma, we've got Feyenoord, we've got Utrecht. Is that it? Hopefully that's fucking it. Do you know what I mean? To
be fair, we need to put out our... I mean, I know we've only got the players that are registered to play in Europe, but we need to play our B team in the games, because Europe's done for us, right?
Yeah.
We need to play our B team. We need to take no chances with anybody, because Europe is a total busted flush for us now. We're finished with Europe this season. We're going nowhere. So, see, trying to fucking push the boat out and get results in the rest of the games and that, we just can't afford to.
Especially when you have first team players fucking dropping fucking.
I don't disagree. I think I was in that position before Mitchell, to be honest. But I think I was in this position before with the game we won recently. I was on the Celtic exchange with Tino, and he asked me, and I was like, I'm thinking that we dip the European. I mean, again, if Marty comes back on, we had a discussion about the year we tried to do it with Tony Mowbray. Remember, Tony Mowbray played all the boys, but we can't even fucking do that. And Kevin's kind of reiterating what you're saying. I think that comes from a wee bit of arrogance on our side. Honestly, I don't. I think
that's a fair comment. I was actually watching them quite intently during the game, right? And they weren't great. They had a couple of good players. That boy that plays up front, and he's deadly, right? He's really good. The young boy that's Basque, he's got a Basque dad, a boy in the left wing that scored the second goal, I think it was. He cut him to the left. He looks a bit of a player as well. I thought that right back was pathetic. Him that was at the Huns.
Yeah,
I thought he was useless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a fucking decent shot against us as well.
At the back, they were no great shit.
Frank Culino, in it. Frank Culino, the big forward, was decent.
Aye, he's really good.
I mean, we've often spoken about it. I find it's very hard to watch a game of football when your team's getting destroyed and see negatives rather than positives. I think it's hard.
But see, the thing that gets me as well is, from our point of view, our midfield is well good enough to control a game against a team like that. But the ball was like a hot tatty. We couldn't string 2 passes together.
They had 60% of the game, 60% possession. They had more than double our passes, 403 passes with a pass accuracy at 87%. They had 12 shots on target, scored 3 goals. They had 23 shots, 12 on target. That's a fucking mauling, man.
Aye, totally.
That's a mauling. 403 with a pass accuracy, 87. That's
the point that I don't actually think they're that good. I mean, pass accuracy makes it sound good, but see all these shots on target and all these shots, and they only scored 3 goals. I thought they were very raw. They weren't top class, because top class teams fucking put you to the sword. They beat us easy, but we were fucking pathetic, and they were pretty good. But we'll move on, because
I didn't even want to talk about it. We lost fucking Marty. Marty fucking pulled a hammy and left the team. Oh, sake! No.
He's getting treatment now. What about these hamstring injuries? What the fuck?
Oh, Martin O'Neill's come in. Martin O'Neill's the fittest guy in the team, isn't he?
It's fucking criminal, isn't it?
It's funny that they brought. It was somebody I saw it. Somebody mentioned it the other day. Martin O'Neill. They've appointed 73-year-old Martin O'Neill, and the board keep calling him Young Martin. How's Young Martin going on? He's not in cover, that boy. It's like Mr. Burns running Celtic, isn't it? Fuck's sake, man. But I don't know what's going on with injuries. I've no clue. I mean, I could understand it because it's been happening since Rodgers as well. So it's not even as if Martin O'Neill's coming in and he's run them to death. Fuck's sake, you know what I mean? But Michelin was. The thing is, though, do you know what? I wasn't. Do you know? Usually after they man, you'd be totally devastated. I wasn't. I was like, I palmed it off, because ultimately, sad to say, after all these years of saying we're a fucking Europa League team, but the league's a daddy, innit? I mean, if we can manage to fucking keep on their tail, catch up a wee bit here and there, and hopefully get our fucking selves in order. But so what was next? Kilmarnock?
Aye.
We jumping into Kilmarnock, Joe?
Aye, but see at that very point, right? See if before we go to Kilmarnock, right? See at that very point after Michelin, I was 100% convinced Hearts would win the league and would be out of sight by February, March. You know, that shows how much I've kind of fucking
fell off the cliff.
Aye, but it's like, but the thing is, I actually see fucking shoots of improvement under Martin O'Neill with this team. You know, like Michelin aside, right? But a day, because obviously we're playing Dross week in, week out in Scotland, right? But I do see shoots of improvement with this team. I don't know what it is, whether it was down to Brendan Rodgers, the players that gave up on him, whether it's Martin O'Neill factor, whether Sean Maloney's, because you've got to say it's got to be down to Sean Maloney that Simpson Pussy's getting a shot and Callum Osman get a shot.
Yeah. That's been confirmed, aye.
It's got to be down to him. So I do see these shoots that I'm feeling a lot more positive now with our chances of winning the league. And obviously Hearts have helped as we've been fucking ranked rotten the last couple of games. And by all accounts, Dundee United should have fucking towed them out 3 disallowed goals, even though they were offside. But I actually thought Hearts would, because see the old Tony Bloom factor, like, he's not even started with him. He's just come in, and that's still basically their same team with a couple of signings for him, but his kind of revolution hasn't even got off the ground. But we've said for years, Scottish football's rich pickings with somebody to come in to one of the other big clubs, your Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, Dundee United, whatever. Somebody to come in there with a wee bit of cash, get a good manager in place, and have a forward-thinking kind of board and shop them in the right market. And all it takes is one season for them to get into the Champions League with 40 million quid. What's the most we spend in a season? 20 million quid on players? very rarely spend more. Net spend, I don't think we've ever spent 20 million, have we? Net. So if they get 40 million and they spend, it's a lot. It's easier said than done, because if you spend 20 million, your wage bill's going to go through the fucking roof, right? So you're not signing guys on 10 million and giving them $6,000 a week, right? But all it takes is them to get into the Champions League fucking 1 or 2 years in a row, and fucking hell, everybody's playing catch up. You know,
the irony of that, or coincidentally of that, is a year earlier, 2 years earlier, they go straight into Champions League, whereas
I know.
this Scottish team, they've got 3 qualifiers. Do you know what I mean? And let's be fucking honest about it. When's the last time a Scottish football team outside ourselves or the Huns actually put on a decent? I mean, they've come out with different performances, but they've never put a decent run. Do you know what I mean?
It's disgraceful.
But
Scottish teams' performances in Europe are nothing short of fucking absolute embarrassment.
Yeah.
But I mean, you said for years, Jason, like, if somebody with a bit of savvy, it doesn't even matter about like massive amounts of money, but a bit of savvy that comes in and kind of ruffles up the kind of backwater yokels of Scottish football it's going to pay dividends.
I'll tell you what's interesting, right? So let's look at the investment that has been coming into Scottish football. So you go to Aberdeen, and no matter what you say about Aberdeen, right? Because I've said it since the end of last season, I think they're putting too much stock in Thewell or Thelen or whatever his name is. Jimmy Thelen. Maybe he's turning it about. Looks like he's actually getting a reaction out of them now, and it'll be interesting. But any dough that they've brought in, they've flung back into their playing squad. So they're actually spending dough. I mean, there's teams in Scotland spending millions of pounds on players. That's not happened since fucking 1998. You know what I mean?
Right.
When people were spending dough, Hearts are ready to spend again. Hibs are spending dough. I thought it was interesting that the Bournemouth fella punted his shares. Did you see that, Jabo?
No.
So do you know, is it the Black Knights they're called or something? The Bournemouth?
Hibs.
They were at Hibs, remember?
Aye.
Well, they've punted their stuff back to the Gordons.
Right, so they're out.
So they're out. So mind there was a...
Aye.
So Marty's going to jump back on, because we were talking about earlier on. Because I think that one's really, really interesting. In fact, I might have a wee gander and see what the script is. These Black Knights. So I thought when Bournemouth, because I'm pretty sure it might have been under Maloney that Bournemouth fucked the whole wad of young boys at Hibs, but I don't think any of them fucking worked it.
Right.
But they sold their things, so Bournemouth owner, right, here it is here, right? So Bournemouth owner has sold his 25% stake in Hibs after both parties agreed the partnership was not working. So the Gordon family have purchased shareholding following talks of months. He paid £6 million for it in February 2024, and he gets his dough back. But they're just saying it never fucking worked at all. And it means that the guy, two of the guys that they put on the board have had to fucking step down it.
Right.
So it's interesting. But so I was at a stag doing Saturday, and I went for a couple of pints with my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law's one of the Grateful Dead, and we were having a wee argument about fucking hanging there. He's giving me the power user the most fucking ungrateful fucking support ever. No, you're winning everything, you're moaning. I'm kind of going, well, stop your team fucking going tits up. But anyway, he told me a story. So a pally is a multi-millionaire. I say a pally is a guy he golfs with, a guy who's in his company of the golfers there.
An affiliate.
I'm a fairly fucking... a fairly wealthy man anyway, and he's a blue nose, and he was interested in investing in Rangers along with this 49ers mob, and the 49ers were obviously like, you come in, and they were looking for him to put a substantial amount of dough in, and he fucking got in contact with our fucking absent landlord and spoke to him about it, and he was quite categorical. If you're not going to get total control of that club, do not put your money in it. He says, unless you're guaranteed that you're running that, do not do it. And I told Marty this, and Marty's like, he says, I just couldn't understand how this Bournemouth guy worked, and then it came out fucking a couple of days later that he's fucking set up. But that just sums up our situation, doesn't it? He wouldn't be involved in nothing.
Unless he's got total control, and he fucking has. With 34% of the fucking shares.
I think we already knew, but to me that just confirmed that Linfield Train's like, you do what you want. We'll back you up, brother. As long as your dividends keeps getting posted every year, don't give a fuck.
It was interesting to see that video of the English lad talking about that somebody posted in the chat.
That was me.
It was you? Yeah, it was very interesting because it's one of those things you don't think anybody else has really noticed apart from us. You know what I mean?
What, your mate, Joe?
My mate? How's he my mate?
Your mate for fucking Sunderland till I die. Wasn't it?
Oh, it is him, isn't it? That's right, it is him.
Okay, now. See the big boy that you put in that link. That's the boy. Oh. That's the boy that took over Sunderland at the start of that show. That's the big English wanker, aye.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
I thought the boys were really good. I mean, I agreed with loads what they said. You know,
it's very clever. I mean,
Ireland game finished 2-0. There you go.
Very good. What does
that Ireland in the playoffs?
What? Say that again. Sorry, Matt.
That's him in the playoffs. The second.
No, I don't think in the second.
I think they have to beat or draw Hungary. No.
No, often you're right, but you're right again.
My wee lad actually explained it to me earlier on. He's the math genius of the house. He broke it down. I was like, I believe you. That's grand.
No, I mean, are we going to come out? Did we finish talking what we were talking about there? Aye. Joe, what do you think? Did you think Hearts were going to win the league?
No.
Do you still think they'll win the league, or do you think they'll win the league? Jay, how are you feeling about it now?
I feel differently about it now. At the time, I wasn't the guy thinking that, but now I'm kind of like going. It's more possible than probable. But at some point, if things keep going the way they're going, it will spill over to probable.
What, for Hearts?
For Hearts? Fucking hell, Joe, you're going the opposite way from me.
You talking about a week ago, you're saying it's more possible than probable now, or more probable than possible.
I said possible than probable.
That point.
I know, but again, I said more possible than probable. I didn't say probable.
All right, I get what you said.
Right, okay, right. So
that makes sense, right? Okay,
right. So, see, be honest, 7th of December is looming on the fucking horizon now again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, saying that last time, but we're all shitting it because we were going to time capsule. See, this time we're like, you've got a wee bit of fucking blood in your gums ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely feeling positive now towards.
So we'll get St Mirren. We'll get St Mirren on the 22nd. Do we want to get Kilmarnock out of the way? Then we'll talk about this.
Right, go to Kilmarnock.
Right. So Kilmarnock, Joe, you watched it, yes?
Yes.
Jabo, you'd have been there.
Yeah.
So I was majorly hungover at this game, and I was ready for leaving. I was ready for leaving as soon as we scored a goal, but I held in and I left at 2-0. So people were saying they were bored with it. I don't know if it's because of the nick I was in. And I'll tell you, the Green Brigade kind of cheered me up. The Green Brigade being in the game did fucking make me think, yes. I mean, I'm sure we'll come to that very soon. But I thought it was. I remember when we beat the Huns, and I said the Kilmarnock game's a great one to bounce right into. Great, because Kilmarnock are in a midden, absolute midden now. And I thought it was a great fixture for us, and it turned out that way. Didn't think we'd had to overly work hard, but we managed to give Pussy a debut, and he was kind of unchallenged, really. I think Casper Schmeichel's made a great save at 1-0, but aside from that, Maeda should have scored 5. I thought it was unspectacularly good. I thought it was a good day at the office. I was well happy at the end up, especially coming after that Michelin game.
Definitely, and it was great Johnny Kenny getting another goal. Do you know what I mean? So that's really important for us now, for him to keep scoring, because the more he scores, the more confident he gets, and you could actually see him blossoming into a top player for us. You know, he could. I'm not saying he will, but there's every chance now, because he's getting goals in most games that he's playing now. So that's really important. Tierney, fucking hell, what a goal he scored. And he's got that in the locker, and that was brilliant as well. So we went in half-time at 1-0, but we were playing really well, I thought. We were playing a team of shite, to be fair, but we were playing really well, and I thought it was really enjoyable, and obviously it was a bit nut and tuck. Well, nut and tuck, I'm saying. I'd bet us to win by 3 goals, right? So I was panicking, and then Marty got the 185, and obviously Engels got the penalty at the end. But I very, very, I mean, for the start of the season, we weren't winning games like this. We weren't winning. I'm not saying we weren't winning, but we weren't winning 4-0. You know, and since the blessed Martin's coming in, we're starting to score goals again. And we just weren't scoring goals. And there isn't the fucking about at the back all the time. Yeah. You know, people are fucking getting the ball up the park quicker. And by any stretch of the imagination, surely you get more chance of scoring if you get the ball up the park quicker.
Yeah. And to go back to that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing for the overlap with day, that was my point when I was fucking wobbling on earlier on. But he was saying new and football how he liked to counter attack, how his style he liked to counter attack. He says because everybody's new possession now, and you've got to have the best if you're going to cut through defences. And it sounds mental, but if you're going to fuck about the back, you're just letting him set up constantly, isn't he?
Exactly.
I mean,
and when you play a Livingston at home, you play a Kilmarnock at home or a St Mirren at home, it's
running Kilmarnock, Marty.
But it's easy for them because they can just fucking set up and you're passing the body in the fucking horseshoe or whatever they call it. And fucking, they know they all just get back into their position. It's fucking going side to side to side. And they're just all in exactly in their position. And all they need to be drilled in how to fucking defend. And you need a bit of magic to get through them. But when you're getting the ball up the park quick, they're not getting the time to get into their formation and you get much more chance of scoring. It's no fucking rocket science. And I think that's what Martin Neal's introduced. And I'm pretty happy. It could all go Pete Tong, right? But where am I now compared to where I was 2-3 weeks? In fact, to where I was before the Kilmarnock game. You know, and obviously it helped with Hearts dropping points. But I can see some light at the end of the tunnel in a domestic sense. Whereas there was a big part of me thinking, fucking, it was just all going to go to fuck. And I think it could in the next few years. But it might be better for the game in Scotland, but it's just the way we are run as a club. We're a fucking shambles. But we'll wait and see who we'll obviously get a new potential manager.
Did you see the game against Kilmarnock?
Sorry, lads, I had to bounce off and take a personal call, so my apologies. The Kilmarnock match, yes. Sorry.
Any opinion?
Can you hear me? Sure, what? The 4-0 win, you know what I mean? It was great performance and lifted everybody. So, but like I know we were saying about you the other week, or I was saying to you the other week, we're in just win territory. Yeah. I'm sure we are, but do you know what I mean? It is what it is at the minute, and performances like that aren't going to do us any harm. And like those goals came late, but we were putting them under pressure the whole game. And a couple of weeks ago, I was saying the same thing. We were saying that we're not scoring, but we're making chances. So eventually it'll come good. And so I had no moans whatsoever. Again, good to see Kenny on the score sheet. Even that cunt had working, putting the ball back to him. It was fair play to him. He never gave up on it. So no, I was very happy.
Joe.
Yeah, I missed about the first 20 minutes of the game, to be fair, because I was fucking called to do some driving for the kids. But I know I enjoyed it. There's a bit more energy to it, and there was goals. And do you know what? There's still part of me. That feels a wee bit deflated and frightened that there's going to be points dropped, given the way things are going with injuries and players. And I think this bump that we have Martin O'Neill, I desperately hope it doesn't turn into just a wee purple patch of hey, here, this guy's back, and then somebody else comes in, and then we start to kind of go through a kind of transitional period where it may be a struggle. Those are my kind of fears. But I did enjoy that game. I enjoyed us winning 4-0. I enjoyed Johnny Kenny's going to Tierney's goal. I thought was brilliant.
Tierney's goal was fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
And see, it was just, I didn't expect it, and you're just willing them on to do that again. Don't be afraid to have a fucking day.
And you can see what it meant to him, which is great. See what it meant to him.
I
mean, it was brilliant. You forget that amongst all the kind of other bullshit, that the moments like that can happen for a guy like that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of it's good.
It's funny the Kenny thing. I mean, so I put up that one there. Kenny won't be a top player for a limited SPFL player. He'll be struggling to get a game for St Mirren and wouldn't get in the Heart squad. Now, I think that's nonsense personally.
Who said that?
That was somebody in the chat there, somebody on YouTube.
I mean,
so,
look at his goal scoring record for Shamrock Rovers in Europe, and then tell me he couldn't get into the Heart squad. Don't be fucking ridiculous.
No, I think. I mean, to be honest, but it kind of sums up where we are, Marty. That he should have been put in loan to Aberdeen, to fucking St Mirren, to Hearts this season, and we should have been fucking. If we had any long-term intentions for the boy, the fact that we're using him isn't doing him any harm, but it kind of sums up the situation we're in. I don't think he's a long-term answer for Celtic in terms of.
But if you look back over the last even just 20 years, and stuff, are you trying to tell me Johnny Kenny wouldn't be as effective a player as, say, Scott McDonald, who was a fucking cracking player for us, come from Motherwell? Do you know what I mean? Don't be ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Well, right. We'll see. We'll see in time, because Scott McDonald was a proven.
Did Liam Boyce not play for Hearts?
Liam Boyce. I like Liam Boyce.
If Liam Boyce can play for Hearts, Johnny Haney can play for fucking
Correct.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean,
by the way, I've not gave up Johnny Kenny. I think Johnny Kenny could be a player for us.
I hope you're right,
well do, Jason.
I really hope you're right.
We bought Gary Hooper. I say this all the time on this podcast. We bought Gary Hooper from fucking Scunthorpe
for $2.5 million.
Know what I mean? Fuck's sake. So you're trying to tell me, Gary, if you were looking at a player from Scunthorpe, you're going, he wouldn't get into the Hearts team. Well, give him a headpiece.
Right. Aye. All right. Okay. So, so what was I saying there? We were talking about the games coming up next. So, St Mirren away on a Saturday night. Fucking away in Paisley on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock, and they've gave us fuck all tickets, man. And it's they basically took a team out in the middle of a wee town and put it in an industrial estate with fuck all around it. St Mirren's a shit away game, and they're no giving us any fucking tickets, and it's on a Saturday night, and it's infuriating, man. So we've got them, which will be tough, but by God, we should be fine enough there. Feyenoord away, them are away to Hibs, which again it could cause us bother. Dundee at home on the 3rd, and then you've got Hearts on the 7th. I'm thinking if you can pull back another couple of points at least against Hearts before the end of the year, I think it puts us in a good situation. But
Hearts are starting to drop points themselves.
No, I know.
You know, and Dundee United, was it you said Dundee United had 3 goals? That's right, Jason. Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not the Hearts are no fucking great shakes here. Come on, the fuck.
Hearts are away to Aberdeen, away to Motherwell, and then they play Kilmarnock at home. Then they've got us. So 3 of their next 4 games are away. I know you're saying Marty, I know you're saying the Hearts are no big fucking whatever, but the fact of the matter is they're above us, and
But
we can't
I
do
don't,
nothing.
I don't think at the end of the year Hearts will be challenging us. It'll be the Huns again.
At the end of down the line.
Yeah.
Aye. Right, all right.
Like
Any
Hearts
other-
don't have the squad size to cope with.
That's
lots
the
of
thing
injuries,
though.
but-
At this point, they have got an infrastructure that allow them to add to the squad.
Well, let's see the colour of their money in January. But the other thing is too, the biggest thing for Hearts this year was keeping Shankland. And if anything happens to him, they're in bother, no matter what. Do you know what I mean? You give them a real boost when he stayed, and he's done really well. He's played well, but like I genuinely don't think it'll be between us and Hearts. It'll be us and someone else, and it'll not be him. It'll be fucking Aberdeen either.
All right. Well, Joe, what's next on the list?
Well, I think this is a good point. Now we're an hour and 50 minutes in to launch the Christmas appeal, lads. Since we haven't spoken about it, we've gone straight to football and we've done all kinds of meandering. So it's time to get down to brass tacks and launch a Christmas appeal. As people know, in the past, maybe 4 or 5 years, could be 5 years, I don't know. I can't really recall. My memory's bad. We have been running a Christmas appeal generally directly after Halloween, whereby we essentially run a sort of raffle on the show, and then we post a link up where you can donate money, and basically every £5 that is donated to the cause guarantees one raffle ticket for prizes to be revealed. And so basically we're doing the same thing this year. Now we don't set it to particularly take an awful lot of money, but in previous years, we have been astounded by some of the generosity that's come our way from this Christmas appeal. It started off as a very personal thing between me and the lads over one family about 6 years ago, and we brought up the show, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew. And we'll get into the kind of specifics of some of the work we've done now in a few minutes. We just kind of want to sort of stop the kind of show at this point and just kind of focus on this for a bit for anybody that's listening, and say that the things we've managed to do and the things people we've managed to help and support and kind of make their lives better and bring some joy into their lives through this Christmas appeal is just the words. Like, we couldn't sit here and actually put it in the words, some of the experiences that we've had doing this. And it's completely, this is a not for profit, but probably a not entertaining podcast at the end of the day, right? Fucking everything we do is kind of just funded for the fact that we want to do it, sit here and talk to each other about Celtic. So we like to do this because with a platform kind of any kind of size and kind of reach of any size in terms of the Celtic sort of community or the Celtic universe, the ecosystem that's out there, digitally or kind of beyond, we feel that if we can use that to bring joy and hope and something into people's lives at Christmas every year, then we would be a bunch of dickheads not to do it. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about now for the next few minutes. So Marty, you've always been the Bob Geldof of this. Bob Geldof's a bit of a cunt, so it's quite apt that it is you. You know what I mean?
No, and well, thanks, Joe. That's a fucking talk about being fucking damn my fame praise, huh? Fuck's sake.
Sorry, Marty, I had to do that.
I'll fucking whip you. You can beat me with. Hang on. No, look, Joe's right. I mean, the amount of assistance and support that we've been able to provide for families and communities and projects over this last load of years has been astounding. We get great pleasure, really, I suppose, is one way of describing it, putting money into people's hands and saying, go and have a nice Christmas. We, in the last 2 years as well, we've actually been able to hold money back because because the listeners have been so bloody generous. We've had money to fund people throughout the year, and we have actually been paying money out this year, during the year, and not just at Christmas, So the year before last, or not the year before last, last year we funded things like school, out of school term food and stuff for people, so that kids maybe who we're relying on a school dinner to give them a square meal a day. We were doing a wee bit of that, lifting some families, up a wee bit when they really needed it. I mean, we've been doing it again this year. We've been working away all year, and if things have come up, we've been in a position to say, right, there's a couple of zoinkers there. Joe has done an intervention with a young man in Belfast who literally had nothing, and he was keeping us abreast last week or 2 weeks ago just about that situation as well. So look, all we're saying is, folks, you know the crack. We don't charge for the homeboys. Fuck me, could you imagine if we did? I mean, it would be the worst fucking subscribed to podcast in the history of fucking podcasts. But what we do is just ask everybody for a year to help other people in the spirit of Celtic. It's who we are. It's in our DNA that we support charity, and we try and avoid the big charities. We try and target much more grassroots stuff and families, you know, if people need it. Now, we do work with some partner groups in Glasgow. We do work with some in Belfast, the likes of St James's Community Farm. And Joe is very, very tuned in with the social workers and people like that in Dublin. So it's a Celtic effort. It's across the sea. It's helping Celtic people. You know, and sometimes it's done totally anonymously. Sometimes the families do not know who's helping them. I've had that situation where I've just handed the money over and says, pass that on, you know. And last year we were able to help a cancer survivor, a young mum with a couple of kids, to give her a wee bit of a hand at Christmas time. A girl who couldn't work, she had to come out of work because she was suffering from cancer. So we were able to do that. You know, so look, it's a brilliant thing. It's something to be proud of, really. You know,
See a wee thing you add there, Marty. See when you mentioned that we still had some money left over, to put people in the picture, right? The reason we hand out the money is we've all got a personal connection, or one of us has identified somebody, or through a personal friend of us has identified somebody. So we're kind of, it's maybe a slight in us, but we don't hand money out if we don't know it's going to the right place, and we do our due diligence to make sure it is going to the right place. So I think that's a point to get across to the listeners as well. You need to put your trust in us, because we aren't just handing money out willy-nilly. We've had one or two occasions when people have tried to ask us for money, and we've had discussions between us, and we didn't think it was the right thing, because we didn't know it was going to the right place. And that's a difficult situation when somebody's actually begging you for money. But then you think to yourself, why are they begging us for, you know, and I don't mean beg, but everything's anonymous. But people just have to put the trust in us that the money is going to good places. And we can tell you, for the messages we've had, the people that we've helped, and we keep it between ourselves, and no names are ever mentioned to anybody. But it's kind of, it's horrific, and it's heartwarming at the same time, you know, for the people that we're helping. So that's kind of the reason why we have got a bit of money sitting there, but that will go into this year's funds, and we are doing everything we can to identify the right kind of people that can be helped.
I'll jump in and say, so I kind of, you boys are at the front end, and you generally know the correct people, and you make a shout, and we make a shout as a collective, which I think is pretty cool as well. But
democracy, isn't it? It's by vote. We kind of vote on it, like.
I had a situation where there was a food bank in the edge of Glasgow, and a pal of mine who knows him well, and he's kind of helped him in the past, and they were down to fucking double figures. They were fucking skinto, and they put up a GoFundMe, and I think it was a week later, and they didn't have much in it, and I said, would we be right in making a donation to that? And you boys all went, yeah, that certainly fits in, and we flung it in. And you all know yourselves, see these GoFundMes, see when the fucking people see that people are backing it, it helps it kick on. And sure enough, within the week, they'd hit their target, and I think they actually doubled their target, just helping punters, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's really easy for us today, but it's only easy for us today because of the punters, because all the guys out there, all you guys, making it easy for us to go and just help people on your behalf. You know what I mean? So, but that was just my wee ebb there.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of going to go through some of the stuff here just to kind of give you a bit of context in terms of like where it's gone in terms of last year and throughout this year, because as I've said, like, I mean, we kind of purposely sometimes hold a bit of money up because we know throughout the year we're going to meet people, and you're going to come across just individuals that will know, or cases people you'll find, you'll hear about, and then we'll all individually bring it back to the kind of group, talk about it, discuss it, and then kind of have a bit of a vote and see if that's going to work. And as Jason said, we've turned people down because we weren't necessarily sure what the impact of the money was going to be on kind of people, kind of what they call the end user, I suppose. So like in terms of last year, I mean, Liam sent us a bit of a kind of breakdown. Like, I'm not going to go into specifics on it, but me personally, I got sent about €1,200 last Christmas, and that €1,200 was split between, I think, 4 families. And if I recall correctly, three of those families were identified through in my job, I've got a lot of contacts and network and kind of on the ground community services. I know a lot of people, and so I was able to link. I'm able to link in kind of privately and talk to them and find out where the need is, and they will personally come to me and say, this is it. And it's all very anonymous. There's no names. I essentially get a list of items, and I like to personally go out and kind of go out and get that stuff and then bring it to them and put it in kind of a side room, and then they sort of distribute that then. So there's really kind of no connection between me sort of and the people that get it. But there has been periods in the past where I've actually just turned up 22nd of December with just gang load of stuff for Christmas and just, and dropped it in the hallway and sort of said, that's some Celtic supporters, and I kind of said no more. So I don't know, Jason, you've had experiences and kind of personally, hand the money over to people, and we get a lot of feedback from people. We help out. In terms of, Marty mentioned the young lad in Belfast there recently. It's a young lad that I've kind of known for a couple of years. I hadn't seen him in a while. I bumped into him at an event, and I could see, you can see somebody after a while. You can see something sitting on him, and he lost a good bit of weight. And I was like, "How you keeping?" And he kind of unloaded a bit on me, and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" But I know a guy that he's very close to who runs a kind of charity that he's involved with in terms of having somewhere to go. So I went and spoke to him and I said, listen, if you can do me a favor, we can get this money. And this is a guy I trust very, very much. And he then handed that money over to the young man. The young man contacted me privately and thanked me very much for it. But again, at the end of the day, I said to him, there's no words needed. Like, it's not about that. It's about putting good in the world. And like every year we've done that, and you out there listening to this show, to put your £5 in, and you might win a Gucci bag, you might win a fucking TV subscription, you might win a pair of shoes that don't fit you. I mean, you might win a fucking a framed picture of Bobby Sands. You probably have nowhere to put. You know what I mean, but whatever the fuck, somebody's like, there's always people generally just give us praises at this time of year, and we're so thankful for it. And that's kind of part of the call as well. It's like, if you're out there and you've supported us in the past by kind of just small donation of praises, like we always kind of go out and look around for what we can get our hands on, because again, we're kind of a nothing nobody podcast, and the overall kind of what this whole thing encompasses overall, and I don't mean just the donations and the kind of the giving and the kind of supporting of the need. A lot of it's about the kind of people who, a lot of it's about kind of come towards us and go, I want to give you something to then allow you to give. This whole sort of ecosystem of everybody supporting each other, going like, all we're trying to do is put fucking smiles on people's faces at Christmas. And I've got a lot of feedback privately, and it doesn't take an awful lot for us to do it, right? But the impact is fucking enormous,
Definitely. And just to add to the fact, we actually had a discussion this week, and it was me that brought it up. There was a guy mentioned, we don't mention any names, there's a guy I personally know who's been through a right hard time. So I reached out to one of his good mates and says, look, we've got some dough here, I could thing me. And he got back to me straight away and says, he'd probably just drink it. So that's a no-no for us. We're not handing money out to people so that they can go out and have a good time or whatever. And every penny that we hand out, and you've got our word for it, it's going to the right people, and it's going for genuine people that's got genuine issues, and it's not going for people to be able to basically have a night out or a drink, have it, or whatever.
Can I just reiterate that, and also go back to the point about putting out the money during the year? And I actually mentioned it on Homeboys a couple of months ago, but one of the families that I helped in Belfast, we put oil in the family tank to keep heat in the house over the winter. There was a young mother and 2 children. One of the wee girl in the house was doing her GCSEs, so we paid for the oil, a fill of oil for her oil tank, and we put money in for electric cars, so the house would be warm and that they would have electric during the winter. So in August, the child, the child who was doing her GCSEs got 7 A's and an A star in her GCSEs.
That's
That
soft.
that child was also chosen to go on an international trip to Europe as part of her studies, and Liam sent me across some money, and I went in and bought gift cards for JD Sports, for Sainsbury's, for O'Neill's, and we were able to kit the kid out to go on the exchange trip. It was like an educational trip, and she has now been accepted onto a major scholarship program funded by a group in America. That child will now be looked after for the rest of her life in terms of her education, and that is because of the Homeboys. It was because you give us, as Joe said, a fiver for a fucking piece of cut glass that looks like shit, that you probably would have fucked out when it turned up at your door. You know what I mean? We don't do this for special anything. It's just a fucking nice thing to do. It's in our DNA. We don't charge for the podcast. We give you it back in our crack during the year, but we really, really appreciate what you do. But it can't be understated enough the impact that you are making on families. I'll also give you another example. One of the families that I was dealing with has a child with very serious health issues who needs transplants, and we went up with £500 on Christmas Eve, sorted them out, no questions asked, handed it over, told them it was for the Homeboys. This family are a Celtic family. They all travel to games, and that child. I was watching the dad's Facebook account there a couple of months back, and that wee girl is now maybe 4 or 5 years old, and she was at Celtic Park, and seeing her on the boat and stuff like that was just a fucking absolute thrill for me, you know. And to know that we were able to quietly, with no fanfare, with no nonsense, just help that wee family out. It actually paid for a bit of respite for them, actually, at the time. You know, just a bit of a break for the family because they needed it. And now that child is coming on leaps and bounds. She's still ill, but she's doing really, really well. And as I say, we don't talk about this. We don't go around saying, "Oh, we went up the fucking Joe McKenna's door this morning with a load of £100." But I was in a bar in Belfast one night, and I felt somebody grab me. You know, just somebody fucking coming tight close to me. And when I realised who it was that child's grandfather. He saw me in the bar and he just marched over and put his arms around me and started to hug me. Never exchanged a word. Nobody was told what it was about, but I knew what it was about, and he knew what it was about. And it was just a powerful moment between me and him, you know. And he was choked up, and I said, "That's all right. We'll get a yarn at a different time. We're all in company and whatever else." But that was his way of just expressing thanks. That it wasn't the money. It wasn't because we give money. It was just because somebody gave a fuck about his grandchild.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It was just because somebody cared. And I couldn't have done it without your help, without the listeners' help. I'd have been no fucking use to anybody. But and that's all it does. It gives us the ability to help a couple of families or whatever else, particularly at times of the year when things are a bit more stretched. So look, that's all I have to say. You know, there's no real need to behave like Bob Geldof or fucking shoot the odds. There's real impact happening on
Make no
families.
mistake, we're still a bunch of wankers. Like, I mean, fucking
Totally,
regardless.
absolutely. Like, there's none of us nobody's looking a medal here. You know what I mean? Fuck
I
me.
mean, the one where personally for me, it was like personally handing the money out. Basically, I was at Mass at Christmas Eve and I walked out and met a pal of mine. I was walking up the road and he says, "I'm walking." I says, "I'll walk up with you." So we're getting a yarn and just asked how his family was getting on. He says his brother was fucking going through dire straits, had lost his partner. She died and he was fucking in dire straits. And I says, "Oh, you're joking." And So I didn't say a word to him. And but a personal friend of mine is good mates with his brother. So I walked him up the road, he got into the house, and then I headed out of the road. And I phoned my mate up and I says, what's your mate's address? And he's like, how, what is it? I says, listen, we've got a wee Christmas fund that we've got to help people. So I text the boys and they're like, I no bother at all. So a few £100. So sent it out to me. I went to the cash line and took the money out. And then me and my mate drove out his house. So I walked in his house. This is Christmas Eve. And he's come, boys. Jason, no seen you for ages. How you doing? Like a cup of tea, aye? Sat and got a cup of tea, and I just says, I'm just in here to give you a wee message here, a wee Christmas card for the HomeBhoys. He's like, what's that? I'm like, it's a Celtic podcast. Oh, I don't listen to any of that shit. Like, fucking he's like, I don't even know what the hang's are. I don't even know what the hangs are. I'm like, aye. So I gave him the hang, so he put the card down. I says, open it, don't open it. And I shouldn't even have said that. I should have walked out. But I don't know why. I says, go and open it. He opened it up and seen what's in it. He's like, what's this? And he burst out greeting. You know, he's like, fucking hell. He's like, what it meant to him, you know. And I shouldn't even have said to open it. I should have just left. I felt bad about saying that, just open it up, you know. But I wanted him to, you know, before Christmas to give him a wee bit of good cheer and stuff like that, you know. That was a personal thing for me. And it was only a couple of £100. And you're like, fucking hell, the difference this makes to people's lives, you know, and just gaze them at that this time of year as well, especially, you know, it's fucking so hard. So if anybody can donate and whatever, there'll be some families out there will identify that will be dreading Christmas. But once the HomeBhoys arrive on their doorsteps, Christmas will be a joyous occasion, which it should be.
Well, I just looked back, or Jason, just when you were talking about the individual cases, so I looked back on that case I was telling you about the wee girl, and this is what I sent you into the group chat. This was on the 22nd of May. So I'll give the details of the family again just to remind us who they were. And then I said that the person has rang me to tell me that her daughter, who's a straight A student, has been awarded a Rank Foundation scholarship and they're putting her through university, covering all her costs. The school applied for her and she got it, and we helped keep the electric on and the house warm so the kid could study over the winter. So that I sent you that in May, you know. So that child has literally had her entire life changed by a fairly small donation from the HomeBhoys. Like, we didn't give them thousands, we filled their oil tank and we put electric in the meter to make sure that they were all right over the winter. You know, so look, it's life changing stuff here, folks. You just don't even understand. You know, if you were, I'd love to put this in our shoes, but naturally, obviously, we're not doing this for the fucking, you know, to show, oh, hey, look how terrible life is. We're actually saying, no, we can make very small interventions here that will make a really, 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 really big difference. A huge difference.
And see the difference between us and giving your money to Cash for Kids and stuff like that. See, Cash for Kids, do you actually know that money gets to anybody? You know,
anybody at work that's worked for a charity understands that, you know, donations don't necessarily.
Aye, they get chief execs that are on a couple of £100,000 a year. They're running the thing, you know, and it's like, we're just volunteers talking shite on a podcast, asking folk to give us money. Folk give us money. We give to people that need money, and it's simple transactions. And there isn't a penny. I mean, Liam, he's no in the night. He runs the bank account, and he's got it down to the finest penny. So at any time, we just need to ask Liam how much is in the bank account, and that's that. We just have a wee vote. Can we go? And let's face it, see when somebody proposes some. In fact, I think there's maybe been one or twice one of us has proposed something that we've went against it.
Oh, aye,
you know,
aye, definitely. But it's good because nobody's fucking bitching and moaning about it. Like, the whole idea is we bring it and go, and then eventually it's fucking say if it's fucking 3 to 2 or whatever. Like, eventually just go like, what's not happening?
Aye, but we don't commit to giving money to anybody. You know, it's up to us until we decide and we've got a majority decision that we're going to give the money to them, then that's what we do. Nobody is aware of anything that we're doing. So it's a bit of I don't know, it's a bit of a secret society, but with good intentions, if you know what I mean.
Aye.
But aye, so
The Fenian Freemasons, is that what it is?
aye, somewhat. the Knights of Saint Columba without the religion involved.
I was going to say, I'm glad you made that guy open the car. Can you imagine he left the house and he'd be like, "Fuck him with his podcast, do it in the fire."
I actually didn't say it like that. He just turned me and said, "I don't even know what that is, mate." Fucking like, but aye. So it's aye. I think we've said enough. That is, at the end of the day, everybody knows what we're all about, and that's what it is.
So I'm putting the link. Hopefully, this link works in the YouTube in the chats. The link looks weird for some reason. I don't know why that is. I think I made a fucking got the wrong link. Might have fucked this up. Who knows? It's a very long link for some reason. I'm gonna try it up on Twitter right now and see if it turns out alright, because it's a very weird. It's a GoFundMe link, folks, right? And basically, it's you can donate to it. I'm just looking at how the link appears on Twitter. It works out fine. Happy days. I've just posted up there on Twitter. If anybody wants to check it out, it'll take you straight to the GoFundMe. Again, like we said, every £5 donated is essentially one raffle ticket, and that will put you into the raffle for the prizes that we will have coming.
We get a wee blather about the potential new manager before we wrap it up to fuck.
Well,
Scott, you still there?
which new manager are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'm still there, aye. He's wanted to chat about the GB.
Scott, can you do some? I need to go and do a quick Jimmy Riddle, and then I'll be back. But I wouldn't mind involved in this conversation. But chat amongst yourself, and
talk amongst yourselves. So put it as a hanging on. I don't know if it's a clickable fucker. Then you do that. Right. Anyway, have you got a QR code, Joe? Nah.
I'm trying. No, I fucked up the link there, so down on YouTube. I sent the proper link. There's a QR code, isn't there?
If you see the link, can you do it as a QR code?
I can't. Leave it to me. You fire on. I'll sort it.
I'll fire on. I don't know what I'm fired on.
You talk about the GB and the collective.
No, we're waiting on Jason. He's doing with Jimmy Riddle. Did you not listen, man? Let's see.
I'm too busy stressing here.
Do you know I watched Wayne's World the other day? It was like the time when now like Wayne gets sacked and Garth gets left himself, and he's like, oh. There's one for the modern Waynes, fuck's sake. By the way, stands the test of time, that movie. Brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. So anyway, what have we got this weekend? Nothing. No football.
We've another international week to go, so I hope everybody's cheering on the Irish, because we've one more game to go. We could get there. We're a bit hungry.
Is it? You got Hungary away, I presume?
That's away. Liam Scales has been fucking outstanding. Like, Liam Scales is having the season of his life now. I've probably fucking cursed him, but he was brilliant again tonight. Set up the first goal. He's just a real purple patch. And another player who people will be saying, he won't go on for Hearts. That type of fucking attitude. Just shows you.
But see the frustrating thing, right? And I know football's totally changed and all that. And I think our age, because we came through the Martin O'Neill stuff, and the Martin O'Neill was up in that year and stuff, and we had the end of the 4-4-2, that possessing football is turgid at time, innit? Really is. And it's almost no fair that Liam Scales or Trusty or whoever, it's left to them to be your fucking creative outlet. You know what I mean? They're defenders. Their job's to fucking defend. And I'm kind of glad that Liam Scales is still doing well without all this crap. I mean, I tell you, the time I watched the Aberdeen game, and my mate said he was abysmal, and I went back and watched it. And don't get me wrong, he had two terrible passes in the Aberdeen last third. Yet we won the game 2-0, and I'm sitting going, but he's a defender. And that was the day that I kind of clocked Hatate was. My mate John says he thinks Hatate's Japanese for I can't see right. He's passed. So
what the fuck?
That's John McKenna's joke. Come on. You've heard worse.
Fuck, I know. Here, Jesus Christ, don't start me.
No, I mean, like, there's guy Jim Brown. What the hell is that?
Sorry, I leant on my fucking remote control and the two Johnnies come on.
All right. So, I mean, like, scales have been mentioned. We should aiming higher for a higher. See, I don't disagree, but
That's my tits in comments like that.
but the point of order is, see if somebody's playing well. I mean, we done it with Greg Taylor. Oh, Greg Taylor's a decent player. We want better, and then we kind of find out that
fuck it.
we find out that, by the way, Greg Taylor was actually all right. Know what I mean? I think you replace your weakest link, and Scales isn't your weakest link. So Scales isn't in the argument now, right? I appreciate. I mean that's up there, as you say, with the Kenny thing. Kenny scoring goals. He's got to. I think Celtic fans have kind of just got to be a bit more positive. I know it's fucking. It's one for me saying it when I'm fucking standing outside the ground, fucking doing chants. No, I mean, but I don't know.
Anyway,
Liam
Scales is our best central defender, bar none.
He is. I agree.
He's better
100%.
than Cameron Carter-Vickers.
Yeah, I still think. I think it's been proved now. Carter Vickers is past whatever
injury
level.
Injury
He
good
really
player next day, but they days look as if they're behind them.
I always say, Jason, in the NFL, I often reflect on what they say in American sports, and in the NFL, the phrase is your greatest ability is availability. If you're always fit, then you've a head start over everybody in the team around you, and that's where Carter Vickers, who plays for America, is falling down. He's just not on the pitch often enough. So,
you look at our past how long's he been with us? 4 years, 5 years. But you look at the amount of European performances he's drilled in for us. He's been missing half of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he missed basically the whole European campaign. Sure.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? He didn't. It's just a pity. It's a shame, and I'm not having to go with the players. Just a fucking bollocks. Sorry, I just want to interject here before we go on to the next discussion. Liam has just, speaking of Liam's, our Liam has just put it into our group chat that there has already been 2 separate £100 donations tonight to the Huddle Board, or sort of the HomeBhoys Christmas appeal.
They're the Huddle Board. God bless the
Huddle Board. To the HomeBhoys Christmas appeal. So listen, folks, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That's us on our way.
Just to say as well that I didn't mention is if anyone is in a position to donate a praise for the actual raffle, that is also very welcome. So
the praises blow me away every year.
If you're in a position, if you want to donate a praise, please email us at homeboys@gmail.com.
And if you know any famous snooker players that like to
I'm sick of now, just get beat there. Fucking raging.
Scott, see now you missed it. Scott, I bumped into Mark Allen one day down at the waterfront. I want to fucking see if I can get the hell of that cunt. Get a cue of him or something.
My good knees, but I'll get him excited.
I'm gonna get a cue off Mark Allen and get Jason to say it.
Get Mark Allen's bro on the podcast.
But two separate £100 donations already. Well, for fuck's sake, that's in like 15 minutes. Unbelievable.
So
unbelievable.
A long time listener as well. Him and his dad listen all the time. Good pal of mine, goes to all the games. Kevin Cosgrove. He's already. I'll give him a wee shout out because every year he gives us a signed Celtic top. So he's texting me. This was a few weeks ago. All right, mate. I will be on to my mate. He's guaranteed to get me a top signed for Christmas for the HomeBhoys Christmas charity. This was before we even launched it this year. So that's Kev's tuned in. He says, well, basically the rest of it was, I'm listening to the RGC pod about the minutes and the meetings. It was even worse than I expected. No, I just went on a rant about Celtic, the board and stuff like that. So anyway, big shout out to Kevin. Kevin Cosgrove gives us a signed Celtic shirt every year. So that's a signed shirt with the full first team that's always up for raffle. And every season we get that. So big thanks to you, Kev. He's one of the guys that supports us every single year. And always puts in. So brilliant, mate. Thank you.
Brilliant.
So As I say, we've got 200 quid in a signed Celtic shirt as we go the now. See, before we come off the night, let's get a lot more in. Get them in.
Fuck the post office.
Right, and by the way,
Bob Geldof said, "Fuck the post office."
By the way, can we just say we hope Marty Fashion's listening?
Oh,
I wonder what it's going to be this year.
Every single year he uses a fucking Versace handbag.
The only way he's going to top that this year is when he fucking posts whatever the fuck he's posting. We open the box and Naomi Campbell jumps out of it.
By the way, see when you think about it, he's gave us the past 4 or 5 years. He must have gave us 10 grand.
Thousands,
more than that. More than that.
Aye,
absolute thousands of pounds just from one man.
And for anybody that's a new listener, Marty Fashion I think he's the main man now of the Los Angeles Celtic Supporters Club. He's a loon ball for Cumbernauld, right?
We should get him back. We should get him back on again.
We need to get the Fash back on. Oh, he'd fucking jam the birds out the trees. Fucking what a man.
One of my favourites, Joe.
Aye, we need to get the Fash back on.
Get the Fashes back on.
I no, forget that. I didn't even mean that phrase, but Marty Fash. Fashion, not fascist.
Oh, goodness, man. Aye. So, where are we? GP?
Yeah. So, obviously, they got Sin died. When was that announced? When that was last week. They were banned for 6 games, including fucking Feyenoord away. So I think they're banned 3 home, 3 away. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. Oh, Celtic banned the GB. Aye. It was just wanted to talk about it because, right, I think we've been pretty fair in terms of calling the GB for, or the ultras will call it, for the good and the bad, right? And I am very much a pro. I think we're all very pro ultras. The older we get, a few of the things that they kind of sets us the wrong way. I mean,
yep.
I'm kind of coming to the end of my fucking desire for pyro. I think smoke bombs stink, pardon the pun, but I get it, I understand it, and I bemoan the fact that we needed them, and we did need them. I think there's a whole lot of revisionism about how ultras came about, because Celtic Park at the end of Martin Hill's days was a morgue, an absolute morgue, and that's what we spoke about recently. I think that's today with fucking everyone is getting as old as the fucking stadium, and we kind of go and we turn it. I mean, fucking, we had to move 4 seats because we couldn't see the players at one point. You know what I mean? So we kind of
to simplify that a bit, Scott. Right?
Yeah.
I would actually say it's a bit of a youth movement, and people don't people don't get the credit it deserves, right? Because you used to have the mods, the punks, the rockers, all that, new romantics. You'd all different types of fashion and all that kind of stuff. And then
it's a very fair point.
And then everyone became kind of stale, and then the casuals came about, and that was like the late 70s, early 80s, and then it morphed into, it carried on to about the 90s sort of thing, and then it still went on for then, but fashion and all that didn't change. I still wear the same clothes as I wore when I was fucking 18, right? And it's like, not the exact same clothes, but same scants and everything. I've got the same socks on. But like, there wasn't like a youth movement sort of thing. But see, the ultras, they are a bit of youth movement. And
that's very good, aye.
And they have arrived, and they're here to stay. And whether people like them or no, they are part of society now, because they're very motivated young guys, some old guys as well, but they are like, it's kind of like a youth culture, and youth cultures shouldn't be ignored, they should be embraced. And whether it's no for me, it's no for MD on this podcast, we're no interested in bowing something down for 90 minutes during a football game and every other thing that goes along with it, making pyros, raising money, doing all the stuff that all the ultras do, but it is a youth movement. And I'm glad to see a youth movement, because you don't really see things different in society. Apart from the fucking rise of the fucking fascist right wing, that's fucking a new thing. But I'm talking about a bit of a youth cultural movement, and I would say the ultras are definitely part of that. And they've brung things, because they all dress the same, they all wear black and whatever, and it's their kind of thing. And while it's no for me, I totally respect them and I support them, because good on them. It's a thing that's changed football supporting for the way for them, and they add a massive amount of vibrance to Celtic Park. And I think we're lucky that we've got two groups that bring an awful amount of positivity to Celtic Park. There will be negatives, because obviously things like that, as young guys, they're going to be up to daft boyness, but they're not up to half the daft boyness that I was up to when I was younger. And so, I think we need to embrace it. But let's go into the conversation then, because I just wanted to make that point, because I think it is a bit of youth culture.
It's a really good point, Jason. It is a really good point. Mm-hmm. I suppose like that on the kind of the other side of it, you'd always think some of the sort of movements, youth cultures that you mentioned, sort of essentially passed or sort of faded away or turned into something different. You know what I mean? But I think when it comes to the ultras, I mean, there's a certain level of sugar and spice whenever I think about it. You know what I mean? There's a certain level of it that I love, and there's a certain part of it that I really don't want to be close to, but I love to watch from a distance. You know what I mean? And like, we've all kind of met lads who are involved in that. Like, and I don't think I've ever met anybody who I thought was a bad person. I mean,
not at all.
The environment and the kind of rambunctiousness of it all and the energy of it all is the draw. That is the vibe. That is the buzz. That is where you get the return. And that's what they're doing it for.
Everybody who's sitting here, right? Again, I say we're on a kind of age dynamic. I know for a fact I'd have been ball deep in it. Oh
yeah.
And I ask you yourselves, what do you think?
Oh no, when I was younger, it was the casuals. And
no. But I'm asking you,
if you're young now,
if you're 18, 19, 20, even 22, 23, and would you be part of the one of the group?
I'd have that fucking microphone.
100%.
I wish I'd seen that.
But there's where, and it frustrates me. It majorly frustrates me when I hear talking about the Celtic end proposal, when I hear people talking about the Green Brigade, that we know what these people were like. Oh, I can't stick to Green. Somebody told me to fuck up in a boozer, so I hate the Green Brigade and all that. So one guy fucking told you to clamp it and you hate them. Know what I mean? Whereas we know if they were younger, they'd be in it. And it frustrates me, the negativity towards. I think there is an element of jealousy that's attached to ultras. I really do. I think that it's that kind of people. I'm old now, so you shouldn't be doing it because I'm old. And I agree with you, Joe, right? Like I say, because I'm getting older a bit, there's things, it's no for me. And I know it's easy for the people who attach themselves to get the blame, but a lot of the time it is. You know what I mean? But to the point in hand, so it was 7th of November. So what was that? A week ago. Celtic banned the Green Brigade for 3 home games and 3 away games, right? So for violent and threatening behaviour. They released a video that showed fuck all. And they claimed that the supporters abused and assaulted a steward and 2 police officers. at a game on the 29th of October. And they basically say repeated serious safety and safety breaches. Right. In my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people on the collective, or the majority of people collective, this has been almost held back to use at this time to try and attack the collective, to break the collective. It's used to punish guys. It's been collective punishment, which is fucking stinking thing, I think. If somebody's done something, go and fucking jail them. But they claim that. So they made a whole load of claims in their statement, right? And if their statement's true, then it is crap. It's garbage, you know what I mean? If it's true. What frustrates me is, I know the Green Brigade have done things, I know, but the Green Brigade have never. I'm trying to choose my words here because I'm talking for somebody else. It would probably been better to get the boys on. But the Green Brigade have never made me unsafe. Do you know what I mean? And I know Celtic lie. I know Celtic with day in. I've seen how Celtic are way the coppers and want to kind of persecute their own fans. I know how Celtic think about their own fans. And it just scunners me that people just dismiss the Green Brigade and believe the first thing they fucking read. And especially when it comes to coppers and how coppers treat football fans. And I'm kind of going to take it to a different way to get an analogy. It took a whole load of guys who had never been in meetings with Celtic to get them to realise how much Celtic don't give a fuck about the supporters. It took that meeting, and I think it almost takes the coppers being a cunt to you to realise how much coppers hate football fans. Marty, me and you have fucking certainly had it first hand. Know what I mean?
Yep.
It's I don't agree with from the Green Brigade Day, but this one stinks to the high heavens.
See, to be honest, I think it runs deeper than that, Scott, right? See like coppers hating football fans, I probably don't think they do, right, on a personal level. But I reckon they're getting dealt with the high hedgings to make issues bigger than they really are to justify their budgets, to make sure they've got fucking X amount of police. I mean, Celtic's got a new, I don't know if they call him head of security or whatever, but the new guy that's come in, and there's been photos raised. He was part of football intelligence spying on Celtic supporters.
Yeah.
You know, and let's face it.
Well, I'll give you a basic one that goes back to that time that me and Marty got lifted to the UEFA Cup semi-final. So we got lifted that day because we were singing rebel songs walking towards the Celtic game, and due to fucking the coppers themselves and how they handled that situation, there ended up fucking 3 Polish vans and fucking 2 helicopters, all because of two knob Polish on bikes, and one of them ended up getting booted in the face, which could have caused me and Marty a lot more pain than it did. And they wanted us at court, and I get told by a lawyer that day that, see, if somebody comes up and gets done in a football, they'll always want to take it to court because it's an easy win, it's an easy payout. And that was a lawyer that told me that. So it's an easy payout for them because you walk in there, it's generally young guys who don't know what they're doing, and maybe they've took a civil defence, what's it called, legal aid. They've took legal aid, and the legal aid guy will say, plead guilty, they'll get a 200 quid fine, and everybody gets paid, and everybody gets a job, and the stats go up that they've arrested somebody. And he says, it's so easy for them. And that's how, when me and Marty turned up with lawyers, we never get charged. We had lawyers, so they told us, you can go. See, everybody done fucking legal aid. Nah, we'll see you in a couple of months. Usually getting fucked. And I can't imagine it's changed in the 20 years. But what's happening with the Green Brigade thing is so toxic. It's so dangerous. As you say, Celtic are employing guys whose job was to follow the fucking Celtic fans about and build dossiers.
We were at I'm saying Atalanta. We were in Bergamo last year, and we went into a boozer, and there was 3 of them sitting across, and we sent a bottle of wine out of their table.
But I mean, you mentioned budgets. You mentioned budgets a minute ago, Jason, right? And the way you spoke about who Celtic's employing, Scott. I mean, a thinking man would say to himself that if Police Scotland have X amount of resources that they commit to football matches, particularly Celtic matches, because of the size of the support, that then offers so much overtime or so much, salary or wages to particular people on the force, they're going to want that to maintain, right? Has to be maintained, and you get to a point where the police being the aggressor that then makes that sort of makes the case for them being there becomes difficult, as we've seen over the years, right? So a thinking man would say, well, let's put somebody in there that can do the kind of manipulation on the inside.
Get somebody in there that's
somebody is there.
Somebody with a bit of kudos about them that can bring the fans and the police together and be a mediator.
No. I mean the opposite, Jason. I mean somebody in there who's willingly trying to provoke.
No. But I'm saying a forward-thinking club would get somebody in there that a bit of news about them that would say, right, we've got a load of young bucks, right, that are radical, but we know they're no bad people. Let's get somebody in there with a bit of kudos about them that can talk to them, that can talk to the police, and can make things a lot easier for everybody. And it makes it better for us as a football club. But no, Celtic employ a guy who was a fucking... He was basically a spy for the police, following Celtic fans about and videoing them left, right and centre and whatever. And by all accounts, the guy's a Celtic supporter. I don't know the guy personally. They skinning the game here at all. But seemingly that's the guy's... And if I'm wrong here with his background, but I'm just going though.
No, but I just find all when you kind of join some of the dots, when you start thinking to yourself, am I mental?
No. I think the Celtic board hate a portion of the Celtic support.
But part of me also thinks this was in the post. The fact you hand out a suspended sentence essentially with a wagging finger, it's in the post. I mean,
well, I would that doubt, but right, it doesn't make it any better if something happened, even if you're provoked. All right, because it almost comes down to that you fell for it. But have any of you guys been in the standing section since they put these extra checks in?
No.
Right. None of you at all. Jago. No. So you wouldn't. So I've been in it twice. What a fucking pile of crap. What a way to treat people, man. You're in and
you're paying for the pleasure.
You're paying for the pleasure. And it's god awful. And then, so that's me who's been in it once, right? Or sorry, twice. And they boys are doing it every week. But I'm hearing stories again. Me personally, I've got no reason to disbelieve these guys, right? Because I would regard these guys as my mates now. And they tell me, like, walking in, if you're holding two things, they'll fucking come right up to your chest. Like, show me your ticket, and you're like, well, I'm holding. Can I? No. Where's your ticket? And it's all aggressive, and it's all done to kind of poke the bear. It's all done. Pardon the pun there. It's all done like that, and fuck, Marty, you grew up with that, Joe. You know
what that is? They're looking for you to reactively abuse them.
No, exactly.
That's exactly what they're looking for, and like that is a psychological tactic. If we hassle this person enough, they're going to rather than respond, they're going to react, and the way they're going to react is the way we're treating them, which is abusive, and they're going to be abusive back to us, and then that will give us the green light to go, you're being aggressive.
Yes, and I'm led to believe that the GB and the North Curve have been telling Celtic since day one, this is going to kick off. You know this is going to kick off, and Celtic have not reacted to them at all. Just let it happen, and they've got what they wanted. and I'm led to believe what they're saying is a pile of crap and all. But again, there's two sides of the story, then the truth to know that part.
But I know, but
it's
but then
frustrating that
it all gets phrased as health and safety. It all gets phrased as this, and that's I understand a lot of that. But like when it comes down to assaulting people, you're like, right, well, where's the fucking proof? And like, I mean, like, why this blanket ban? If somebody assaults somebody, people should point them out and go, him, it was him, that guy, or he did it. I mean, get him the fuck. I mean, that's the way those things should work. I mean, that's what fucking security and policing is for, is it not? I mean, this isn't like a fucking RICO case. You know what I mean? Fuck me.
Exactly.
One guy punching a cop, I think we're all fucking in the mafia. You know what I mean?
That's it. I mean, it's infuriating because I personally think it's done with a reason. I mean, it's done with several reasons. I mean, as you say, Joe, this has been in the post.
Well, how many times have we spoke to Ultra members that have said Celtic have had no communication with them, especially the Green Brigade?
Too many.
They just don't communicate with them. I mean, let's face it.
Do you believe Michael Nicholson doesn't speak to people? No way, man. No way.
The hologram. But
he gets charged up and sent out and then back out of the room to charge again.
But it's just it's if anybody doesn't think the Celtic board hate the Ultras, you're living in the moon, because they don't do anything to bridge the gap or to make things all right. At the end of the day, these are young guys. As I said before, it's a youth culture. It's part of life. Embrace it. You know, it's not going away. They're not going to fucking disband. They'll be fully Celtic long before the fucking board members are fucked off and get their next fucking paycheck to somewhere else. In fact, that might not happen because they've all been there for about fucking 800 years.
Killed on, maybe.
Aye, exactly. But at the end of the day, these are proper Celtic fans. And whether they support Celtic in the way you want them to support Celtic, that's not the issue, because they're going to support Celtic. So you can't just keep turning a blind eye to them or keep trying to get the police to arrest them, or so they're all fucking put them in maybe they should just get ultra detention centres throughout the UK and just fucking put them all in them and just fucking leave them there. Is that what is their end game? You know, you say to yourself, what is the fucking point of you doing all this stuff? See you going and getting police officers to join the Celtic fucking hierarchy to fucking work with these guys who have previously spied on them and that. What the fuck is this going to achieve?
Yeah.
It's mental. That's the reason why I reckon somebody like Tony Bloom coming into Hearts, a guy with a bit of modernism, a guy with a fucking vision that could fucking take a club to the fucking next level. We are fucking basket cases.
But you've summed it up though. I mean, our owner, how old's Dick Dastardly? I'd say about 80 fucking something, is he?
Is he that old?
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, sure.
Let's have a look. Let's see. He's 75 years old.
So 75, right? So we've got a 75-year-old owner, and I'm doing the right. And what age is all the punters on the board, right? And who generally fucking Disney like ultras, old people. Know what I mean? So our club is just ran by a whole load of people who just looking at young guys going, you think somebody who's kind of more modern, up to date, would come in and go, these guys are fanatical about the club. Surely we can fucking engage them. I mean, they'll still do fucking mental stuff that annoys us. But in general, when you approach the GB, see if they've made a cunt of it, they'll say, we made a cunt of that, we pushed it too far, we got our arse felt for that one. But this one's no right, in my opinion. And I just give them a bit of support. I want to get the boys on at some point. I've spoke to a couple of them just to sit and talk about what we've spoke about in the past in terms of, I mean, see, honestly, right? again, I'm going to go on a wee tangent.
Sorry,
You know,
the average age of the Celtic board is 62, Scott.
there you go. You know what I mean?
Youngest
That's-
guy is Michael Nicholson at 49. He's the guy that bends the average away from 70.
the hologram.
Michael Nicholson, 49.
Remember?
He's what? Now I know how he doesn't speak. He's a young guy. Hey, young guy, you've got to fucking do your time, young guy.
Hey, somebody get the kid. Where's my coffee? Where's the kid?
He's making tea for him. He's a tea boy. Sorry, Marty, you going to say something?
He's there going, I thought you said you were all right, Peter.
Fucking Dermot Desmond's going to shoot him in the fucking legs soon. Know what I mean? Fucking hell.
It's fucking. You can't really put any words. It's just mental. It's mental. We are ran by a gang of fucking grifters. You know,
I was saying Jason there, so I'm on the collective here, and the irony is, right, see the guys doing the doggies. I know people kind of go, this is the collective just led by the ultras, right? It's not led by the ultras. We've got, but see the guys who are willing to do the work. See the guys who are willing to put all the effort in. It's the same punters who've been doing the effort for years. And I'm speaking to Jeanette tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the AGM tomorrow. And we're just giving Jeanette our place to educate people who maybe she was on Axon earlier on this week and she was excellent. I'll hopefully kind of touch on a few wee things she didn't touch on, so we can kind of keep the ball relevant. But people like her, I mean, I met a guy and he's like, Jeanette, she just wanted to go on the board. And I'm telling you, that's going to be my first question to her tomorrow. I'm going to say, Jeanette, just out of clarity here, is your aim to go on the Celtic board? Because I'll tell you what, I couldn't think of anything fucking worse than sitting on the board with clown shoes, you know what I mean? Fucking murder. But I think the ultras aren't blameless for stuff, and the Hampden ban is probably their own fault, whatever. But this one's different. This one's crap, and I would urge anybody just to get a second thought and give them support. And I think they're going to get their arse felt for what they done on Sunday, to be honest. I don't think that's going to go unnoticed. But see, when I get in the ground and I saw them there, man, I'll go to say, for a mega hungover guy, it made me laugh. It cheered me up. And they supported the team the whole game.
Brilliant. I know. Imagine sneaking your way in to support the team full game and give them ultimate support.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, get them out.
No, who are these chancellors? We don't want singing.
Honestly,
Sit down. You're ruining it for everybody.
You're ruining it for everybody.
It's so
But
bad.
it gets back to that one about the 12-minute silence, remember? Oh, this is a disgrace. What he's all about. Support the team and all that, and then fucking 12-minute silence, they all sat in their horns.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, where was it? Fucking why don't you support the team if you're that much against it? All you that sing all the time, you better start singing.
I want the song, but there's nobody else that's singing.
Exactly. But alas, I just thought I'd give him a bit of support.
No, 100%. Well done, Scott. No, but at the end of the day, I think we're all behind it. 100%. And we're no ultras, right? We've not got any skin in the game. We're personal friends with loads of them, right? But we aren't part of the ultra movement. So it isn't for us to say, but fucking hell, man. It's just fucking... And by the way, that rotten mob, they support their ultras. They fucking made sure they were all fucking...
Made sure they were in there,
Right?
I know.
Fucking hell. We just... And I had to get my bit in at the start. The atmosphere was shite, but I know where you were, but that was my wee bit for the ultras. So, there you go. So what we think about the new manager? I'm interested in this as a conversation because I've got my own thoughts.
I'm somewhat a wee bit checked out. I'm just going like, fuck it, just tell me. I'm fucking exhausted.
What do you want me to say, Scotty boy?
Just your opinion on the new manager.
I have no fucking opinion whatsoever.
Well, that's fair enough.
Because we're at that period where the bookies are closing fucking the books on cunts and all. You know what I mean? They're obviously going around and talking to a group of managers. So every time one leaks out, then the bookies close it. Now if it was he's the favourite, and then the next day there's another fucking favourite and whatever else. What I do know is that Tisdale worked with Nancy before, so he's pushing him. But I'm not sure he would pass the Dermot Desmond test because Dermot Desmond wants somebody with passion and fucking all that. You know what I mean? So apparently, according to your man Anthony Joseph today, that they're conducting a series of interviews in London, which makes sense. And so there's obviously a field. There's not one chosen manager, which again shows me that Rodgers has fucked them up because they had no. Their plan was for Sean Maloney eventually to take over, and they don't think they can get away with that now after the Midtjylland result. So now they're back to kind of looking at the field. And what they'll do is they'll say, you can come in and Sean Maloney will be your assistant manager, same way as Martin O'Neill's. And then the long-term plan is to put Maloney in the job at some stage. So who it's going to be, who the fuck knows? Could be fucking anybody. We never saw Ange Postecoglou come there to the woodwork. There doesn't seem to be the usual, English crowd of English managers who were always linked with in any year the Eddie Howe's of the world. There doesn't seem to be any sort of that chat this time at all. So it's obviously going to be somebody not from these islands or somebody who, like McKenna, is kind of on the up and up and not managing at a big club at the minute. The row with Paul John Dykes and Jamie O'Hara, like,
Dickhead O'Hara.
would I give a fucking paracool a headache? There was more heat than fucking light come out of that chat. But O'Hara, I thought, actually was making a fair point. Like, Paul John Dykes is saying about how big Celtic are, but it's not a glamour job anymore. It was when Martin O'Neill took it, but it's not anymore. We have no European record we're talking about
Well,
last
Neil
year.
only took it 4 weeks ago.
What's that?
It went in 4 weeks. He only took it 4 weeks ago.
No, I'm talking about when he came first, because
I know.
at that time we were still paying fucking. But
I know
no,
you
but
fucking
Come on,
cunt.
Marty.
but
Come on.
but it's actually a fucking fair point you make, because at the first, when O'Neill came in at first we had, like, we were able to pay Premiership wages to players, but now he's back, he's filling in a gap for us. God bless him, you know, and the game has changed completely. And like, it was him who started talking about leaving the fucking slow lane, and that was 20 years ago. So people are going, your man fucking O'Hara is a fucking meathead, which he is, and we all know, as Paul John Dykes pointed out, he was playing the pantomime villain, but there was a kernel of fucking truth in what he was saying, and therefore the profile of the manager that we're trying to attract has changed. So who the fuck is going to be? Fuck knows. And like, would you be happy with a manager from the MLS? Well, a manager from fucking Japan came and made the difference. So we just don't know. I do not know. The guy Knutson, the guy from Bodo Glimt is obviously the other one who's been kind of one of the hot favourites. And like, fair play to him for what he's done at Bodo Glimt, but I'm getting no sense that man would have what it takes to manage Celtic. Same as Ronnie Taylor, who did a brilliant job of Strong Gatset, and we were all delighted when he came, and he had this vision of football and blah blah blah, and we all bought into it. But at the end of the day, it fell short. So the Celtic fans' expectations are, you know, they'll always give someone a kind of a fair wind. Will never really skewer a manager from the word go. And not all managers have got off to an amazing start. Like Dela didn't, and Postecoglou didn't. But we'll give them time to bear in and do what they need to do. There's 80 fucking million quid's worth in the bank, but I still think that the board will downsize. They'll want to get that wage bill down because they don't see it as sustainable. We don't have Champions League football this year. We still have a fucking accountant as a chairman, and they'll be saying, well, we've 88 million in the bank, but we're going to need to take 40 of that to plug this gap. And then we're going to have to do something else with this other money, so that's down to 10, and then we're going to have to do this with this other money, and that's down to 10, and we need to get the wage bill down so you don't have the same wages you're paying. I imagine that is the sort of conversations that are happening at the minute. And then some managers just go, but you know what it is, go fuck yourselves. I'm away.
So,
You know.
so here's the thing, Marty. Right? Would you be averse to Martin O'Neill carrying on to the end of the season?
It depends on who the
Sure,
board wants. It depends on who they want, Jason.
Aye.
If they want their man in, so just say that is the case, that they say the O'Neill and Maloney, listen, you're here to June. Don't be worrying about it. Bed the team in. Well, what happens in January?
Exactly.
Are they going to fucking say to O'Neill, well, you're staying,
That's
but
a
look
big
what
problem.
but we're only going to give you 4 loan deals. You know, you can't fucking spend this money. So you're
That's
not going to be here in fucking
That's
in
a big
July.
problem. That's a big problem.
Like
So-
any other club will get their manager in. Who is it? Him? Right, go and get him. Do you know what I mean? Get him in, and here's the money. You know, and in fairness to Martin O'Neill, he's saying exactly the fucking same. He said it last week. The club have a breathing space of 2 weeks, and if I'm not here, I will not be annoyed. He says, but I would imagine that the club are doing their business in the international break, so everybody knows where they are. And O'Neill says, and I am completely cool with that. That's not a problem. But here's a fucking rule for O'Neill. We were talking about 3 or 4 weeks ago about setting Michael Nicholson out to conduct deals, right? And we all kind of said we need a person, we need a football guy to go and do that work. Somebody who people will go, fuck, that's such and such, a Paul Lambert or a fucking whoever. That's the rule for Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill should be sent out to every single prospective Celtic signing. He would sell sand to the Arabs. He loves the club.
It's a great point.
He's passionate. So you'd be saying to O'Neill, listen, Martin, we're not giving you the fucking manager's job, but here's what we are going to do. You're now our fucking, whatever the fuck role, make up something from, and say, and we want you to be involved in every single transfer deal that we're going to make from now on. And for young players, we want you to meet their parents, charm their fucking knickers off their mass. And for the season pros, you know, it's like what,
I'm with you 100%.
it's like what Jack Steen and Sean Fallon used to do. Jack Steen used to take the dad to the bar, and Sean Fallon used to sit with the ma and say, look, you don't want to send your child to England. We look after him. Don't be worrying. No, that soft Irish brogue. We'll take care of him. You know, while Jack was getting the dad pissed at the local.
Can I see how it comes to managers, right? It's become a ceremony now. You have to go to London and meet Dermot Desmond in order to fucking like.
I know, but that's the way it is, Joe. And like it's not only that. It's also agents. And by the way, we've lost our fucking head of scouting this week. And what I've been told is Neil Lennon's agent has been put in charge of our scouting for January. There's a fucking exclusive for you.
What?
Kevin,
Yep.
Kevin Donald.
There you go. Kevin O'Donnell. Yep, told that the other day. Neil Lennon's agent has been told to go and do the scouting for January.
Oh baby.
So anyway, that's my thoughts on it are that they should be conducting their business this week, because a club like Celtic cannot be allowed to drift. If they have a vision for someone, go and fucking get him. Pay him whatever the fuck. See if it's McKenna, pay his fucking £5 million deal, because if he gets you into the fucking Champions League next year, you get that money back.
So
no-brainer.
on the subject of McKenna, right? I've got a good friend of mine, right, lives in London, and his dad owns the family. So seemingly he was the only guy that Jose Mourinho kept when he went to Man United. He was a scout at Man United. He was in the backroom staff at Man United.
He was a youth coach.
Youth coach. So he was he got rid of everybody apart from him. So he's always got a wee bit about him, but I think he's sitting 7th in the English Championship now with Ipswich Town, which maybe doesn't sound great. Ipswich Town haven't got the biggest budget in the world. And see, to be honest with you, I'm not thinking he's going to be pulling up many trees, but it could be great. It's a gamble. Everyone's a gamble. I'm giving my thoughts now. We'll come to you, Scott and Joe. But the boy Wilfred Nancy as well. I'm just only going with guys that the media is telling us. The boy Wilfred Nancy, and I've listened to a couple of podcasts, and they've all got high thoughts of the guy. and he left Montreal by all accounts because he wasn't getting the backing of the board and whatever. So fucking red signals go there straight away.
Fucking
Why?
out of the frying pan, out of the fire, big man.
Why the fuck would he come to us? But since he's went to that Columbus Crew, and I think it's generally, in general terms, they reckon he's the best manager in the MLS. So fair enough. But the guy's French, right? So people are saying he's not got any European experience. He is European. He's French, right? So it could be good, but
French
he seems.
Canadian.
Is he French
Oh,
Canadian?
no, he's not. I'm only kidding.
No. I know he went
That's
to
what I was
Montreal. No, he went to Montreal, but he was born in France, wasn't he? Right. But see, for me, right, this is one of the kind of signings that mob used to make. You know, just a punt. But it could be good.
This guy could be our Paul Le Guin. What are you trying to say?
No. Paul Le Guin. See, when they signed Paul Le Guin, he was probably the highest manager fucking ranked in Europe at the time. Leon. I couldn't believe when they got him. He was fucking outstanding. That Leon team was unbelievable when they got him. That was a fucking masterstroke, and then they fucked him off because Barry Ferguson didn't like him.
And it's funny, Jason, but he's never done fucking a thing since. Do you know what I mean? It was like there was something majorly wrong.
Aye, exactly. But
because you look at the likes of say the likes of, because he would have been ranked at that time among the likes of Carlo Ancelotti and fucking.
He'd have been up there.
100%. And you look at Ancelotti and you know.
Le Guin, before you carry on, Jason, Le Guin was the first instance of a head coach working in a great system.
Yeah, that's my point. You know, there was something majorly wrong early.
So at the end of the day, if we get Wilfred Nancy, fair enough, right?
By the way, check the chat, guys. Just if you get a chance.
Brilliant.
Right, so no, Jason, you crack on. You can check the thing.
So that's it. But see me, right, personally, right. Do you know what I would? I would love this to happen, and I can't believe I'm saying it because I've slagged him a load. But I would love Matt O'Neill and Sean Maloney to be managers to the end of the season, and Roberto Martinez after the World Cup. If we got him tied up, obviously if Portugal fucking go and win the World Cup, this fucking stock's going to be through the roof. But see if we were to get a contract with him now, with Roberto Martinez to come to Celtic, his wife's in Motherwell. They've got kids and all that, fucking family, you know, that makes a load of, there's loads of things that make sense here. With Sean Maloney already at Celtic. And that would be my preference, if at all possible.
Do you know what? I agree with you, but for a different kind of reason. Like, I mean, I just don't know any kind of manager that's looking for a job or is available for a job like Celtic that's going to go for the, like, you know, he's going to ask questions. Like, so what am I coming into? Fuckload of injuries, mate. Fuckload of injuries, and some players that are clearly checked out. It'll be great crack. And then in January we'll see how it goes because we're probably not going to give you the players that you wanted. But you know, welcome to the fucking club. Like, I mean, I just don't see anybody wanting to walk into that. So fucking the feel good factor of O'Neill and Maloney right now. I mean, obviously Europe aside, is something that, like, you know, I think might all save our sanity from here to fucking June. I mean,
but the thing is, see Roberto Martinez, he could be actually telling Celtic who to sign. You know, he's manager of the national team. Maloney's there. Could be saying to Maloney, fucking sign him. And then it could be the transition. You could get somebody in there. That to me would be perfect because fucking the guy's been round the block. Managed an English Premiership, fucking Belgium, Portugal. Fucking hell, that to me would be. And the thing is, you're taking a gamble because you've got Martin O'Neill and Maloney for the rest of the season. It could go Pete Tall, right? Martin O'Neill could end up fucking taking a heart attack or something. He's 73-year-old, right?
I would hate to get to the point where he's getting fucking stick off the fans, and so it's all tarnished then.
But the thing is, if you could actually nail down that deal that you got Roberto Martinez signed a contract and everything that he's coming, because his wife's from Motherwell. He played for Motherwell. His kids, I mean, family and stuff like that. And I know fucking he's obviously managing at the top fucking level now in international football. But to get back into club football, would Roberto Martinez get a job with a top English Premiership club? No. I think
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think he would.
Yeah.
Think he would.
Right. Let's put a bit.
Sean Dyche can get a fucking job.
Sorry, you did say a top level English.
Top level, okay.
Somebody that's going to work.
Right, sorry, no. I think he probably could, but it's unlikely.
Nah,
Do you know what I mean?
Get a Crystal Palace job or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like you go and look at it was interesting the Jamie O'Hara thing today, and what you say, what Marty says is a smidgen of truth. I'm going to come to that in full in a second, but Wolves just appointed Rob Edwards. Rob Edwards' last attempt in the English League was Luton. Do you know what I mean? Rob Edwards isn't at top level, so and they punted their manager but last week and they've been kind of looking iffy. So if Wolves are struggling to fucking appoint top level guys, do you know what I mean? I think
Wolves are shit.
No, I know, but they're still a Premier League fucking team.
The thing is, see Martinez, right? He's been rooting the block. He's managed fucking Everton, right?
No, but I'm just saying I was talking about things in general. I can't see Martinez getting a top level job. As I say to you, I've heard that Celtic, that's who Celtic want. All the reasons that you suggested, they're the new. Do you know what I mean?
I would be on for that. See if that was a possibility, and Martin O'Neill was willing to take it to the end of the season. And it makes perfect sense with Sean Maloney as well, because he worked with him at Belgium, you know. And see, to me, that would be, and obviously Martin is getting his skin. He's managing an international team. He could be on fucking Zoom calls with Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney talking about the future, and you could actually have like the perfect transition, you know. Have them at the end of the season, him after the World Cup coming here. Fucking imagine fucking the other side in Portugal go and win the World Cup. Fucking hell.
I don't think they will.
No,
they just get battered after Liam Scales and Johnny Kenny.
Exactly. Fucking, they're going to qualify, but I don't think they will myself. And at the end of the day, they've just fucking, he's managed that team there. They're going to fucking battered that. I don't think he's that great a manager, to be honest with you, but it's maybe the best that we could maybe get. I don't know.
Right, I'll wire in Joe. So to come back with Marty says about what Jamie O'Hara says, what Jamie O'Hara says has got truth in it, but it's been true since fucking 2005. Ever since the day Martin O'Neill left Celtic in 2005, the Celtic job hasn't been a fucking big gold goblet of joy. Do you know what I mean? We fucking went and appointed Gordon Strachan straight away, which in turn turned out to be a good one. We fucking appointed Tony Mowbray, just get punted out the hingy, ex-Celtic player. We had to put Neil Lennon. We got Ronnie Dyer from Norway. Brendan Rodgers is the outlier because we got him on the way down, but he was a Tim. And then with Lennon, and then Ange from Naware, and then we get Brendan again. So Celtic haven't really went and appointed went and got a fucking top name. You think of some of the guys we've been linked with all the years. Do you remember the year when my fucking Owen Coyle was a man? Fuck's sake, know what I mean? Roy Keane. Okay, so it's never really been that job. And God bless Paul John for what he done. They put him in his place. But it was mere the fact, I think he's a top radio. I was surprised. I'm no surprised Sky have taken it down because for however much snidey Sky are, they're no generally in the place of putting leagues down. Do you know what I mean? That's a talk sport type of thing. Jamie O'Hara was like a talk sport guy. Say something controversial.
I absolutely, totally agree, Scott. Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think that's why they kind of took it down because Sky have still paying for Scottish football and stuff. But in terms of the new manager, I'm not a great fan of the Nancy fella because the reasons I give you, right, it's the same as football players. Right now, I want guys who have been under pressure, who are at clubs, who are demanded by their fans to win every game. And if they've won things, if they've won major things within their domestic, whatever, that all. So see, Ange was under pressure constantly when he was Australia, and he was causing his own personal fucking attitude put him under pressure and put him in, and then he put himself into more pressure in the Japanese league, and he done well. Stuff like that, and I just, as Marty says, I think we're looking for somebody who's maybe been put under that pressure a wee bit more, or somebody who is shooting for the star. So the guy before he's the guy kind of thing. Somebody in the chat says Maresca. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when before we appointed Brendan, I'd set my head on Maresca. I went and done a bit of Savio and Maresca, and I felt, by the way, the Parma thing was an outlier. It turns out the situation wasn't right. And I think he's went on and proved himself. See, in fairness to the Celtic board, and you want to hear me say that a lot, generally when we go for guys, they do all right in terms of Maresca, Howe, Ange. Now, I mean, and even our scouting, we've always got guys who've kind of went somewhere done. So I don't know where we go. I'm not really into the, but I'm almost at the stage of what Joe says right at the beginning of appoint somebody and let them do the job. But I fear we've got a team that isn't good enough. We need better players come January to the end of start of February. The club have been rotten at it for the last 2-3 windies. And we're going to bring in a guy who, Nancy, if it is, has no clue about the league he's walking into. No clue. And it all seems a bit rushed to the point that I'd hold my water and see what Neil and Maloney could do until we get something proper in place.
Mm.
I'm a wee bit concerned just because we seem a basket case, mate, lads.
Yep.
That's my thoughts exactly, Scott. That's like the Martinez thing is like
It works.
It's probably because I'm terrified to get the new manager in the next week, and then he starts changing things and starts doing, because we've pulled ourselves back to a chance of winning the league, and if you get a new guy in with fucking new ideas, new everything, it could just all go Pete Tong. But I don't know.
We shall see, though. We shall see. Right? We are 2 hours 45 minutes. Nearly.
What's your thoughts, Joe?
Again, I already said. I said just fucking tell me who it is. Everything you said about the MLS guy makes sense to me, Scott. But again, we have been lucky enough with some wild card decisions down the years when it came in, right? So some party kind of some
once we've been lucky, the rest have been fucking disastrous.
We've got a boss called Ronnie.
At this point, I will intervene and say, wrap it up.
Fuck. I just, I again, fuck that. You know what? Fuck that. That's right, folks.
Right, wait now, Joe. Wait now. One last thing before we go. Right.
Fuck Kenny Miller.
No, everybody.
It is Remembrance Week.
We've lost our friend in the other one.
Walter's Bar. Gone but not forgotten.
These are all standing up. They never even made it to Remembrance Day. Fuck's sake.
Burr on burr activity.
Wonderful time of year, right? So we've nothing to look forward to. There's no predictions. There's nothing. We just gotta wait. So we'll do a Rogers retrospective at some point soon.
Yes, definitely.
The last one we did was during COVID. Remember?
Was it? Aye.
Remember we did. Remember we started doing fucking seasons and stuff like that. There, I mean, through managers.
Copenhagen one. That was good.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck's sake, man.
Let it go. Let
By
it
the way,
go.
by the way, we need to get back into that South American stuff. See that Argentinian thing? A good pal of mine, a boy from Cardiff, Al. There was I put the photo on the chat. There was about 20 of them. They'd planned it for 2 years. They'd all saved money up, and 20 of them went. And they're on their way back. They're flying back the now. And they went to 3 games, and they went to the Boca River game in the Bombonera. Fucking, looked unbelievable. We need to do that.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Fucking telling you.
Jason, I wish you never brought it up when we're asking people for money.
Oh, that's just us. We need to do that.
We were 60.
Well, here, by the way, I just want to say, just before we go, we've already got £275 in the account tonight. And I want to thank Conor Rowan, Patrick Healy, who stole the fucking whole of Kev Moon, Tracy Maloney, John McGuckin, Brian Graham, and MFG, who have all put various levels of donations in. Every one of them is welcome. Don't give a fuck what size they are. Thank you all a million. So much. We've
Thank
also
you
got
so much, everybody.
we've also got an unbelievable offer that we'll sit on at the minute. I think this could be big.
This could turn into a homeboys night out. In fairness, like we could spike this. It'd be a meet and greet.
We'll reveal this at the next Homeboys podcast, but we've got a fucking outstanding offer of a prize, and which will need to be fucking seen to be believed.
It would have to be in Ireland.
I'm hoping I win it because I live in fucking Ireland, but we'll come to that.
Oh, I'll fucking get a flight. Don't worry about that.
the fucking same boy would. And by the way, there's a fucking bed in my house for you anytime you like Higgins. So
there you go. There you go.
But I just want to thank everybody already because you do it every year. You do it every fucking year, but don't need to ask. We know it's coming. So look, thanks folks, and good night, and God bless. God bless the Celtic. Up Liam Scales.
Liam Scales, Ballon d'Or. Fuck Ronaldo.
Liam Scales is the best central defender that Celtic back. Simple as that.
That's a good and a bad thing. It's a good and a bad
And
thing.
for him, and for Kelsey, and for Arnott.
It's a good thing.
The man himself, an Irishman, a Celt, and for him, the man himself, and a Gael go.
Folks. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail.